Welcome to Adventurers Wanted, Omen! Welcome to the 1-year anniversary show. Yeah, that's right. Why are we whispering?
We're not allowed to copyright.
They're not allowed to know.
It seemed atmospheric, all right? Come on. Knock me.
We're not allowed copywritten music on the stream, no.
Where are we on the whole happy birthday discourse?
Happy birthday's copywritten?
Yeah.
No, it's been taken out. It's been taken out of copyright.
It's out of copyright.
Cool. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Yes. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, Tom.
Happy birthday, adventurers want to know.
Birthday to you. And many more. Good, thank you, everybody.
This is what
Very
you're
That was
kind.
actually against the terms of service, just on quality grounds.
Enforce social singing.
You wanted
It's all right.
funereal music.
So, in light of it being our special anniversary show, you should all have a raffle ticket. George, do you have a raffle ticket? Come and get your raffle ticket, George. Unbelievable.
There's always one.
Hi, George.
There's always one.
George just came back from LA today.
Oh, congratulations.
Don't knock George.
Dedication. That is dedication. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Yes, if you don't have a raffle ticket or you arrive late, or you could tell someone who arrives late, it's up to you how you handle this. Please tell them to come get one from me so you can get prizes at the end of the show. So you have to stay till the end as well. Yeah. Good. Right. This is Adventurers Wanted. This is Omen, and thank you for joining us for D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Chris, and I will be your dungeon master tonight. Just checking. Is everyone in this room generally familiar with Dungeons and Dragons? Raise your hand if you're not, or like maybe a little bit. Cool. Good. That's very good. For all those who are not 100% au fait, everyone on stage plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The four people to my left and right each have their own unique characters. They have character sheets in front of them, and they can all do cool, special things. It also tells them what dice to roll. They all have dice in front of them. They'll mostly be rolling a d20. That's a 20-sided dice. And 20s are good, 1s are bad. They add numbers off their sheet. We don't tend to go more into the rules than that, although if you have questions, please feel free to ask from the audience. We are an open and accessible show, so if at any point you're going, I don't understand what you're doing, just say, we'll happily talk to you. You're welcome to engage with us, basically, is what I'm saying. Good. Lovely. So, you are joining us in the middle of an ongoing adventure, 1 year in, as a matter of fact. In the last episode, a character died. Our first player character death, which is why their character is not here today. And also, the other 4 seats are taken. So, going around, starting from my left, would you please introduce your character, yourself, your pronouns, their pronouns, and what happened to them last? I'm going to start with Tom.
Yeah, do that.
Sorry, a lot happened to David last time.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tom Black. I play Cogwin Spacklespan. Both he and I are he, him. And while I am human and not small, he is a rock gnome, a very, very clever rock gnome. He is, some would call, a wizard, but he prefers the term genius because his sort of expertise is very much of the mechanical variety, which is why I bought these off the internet. And he is a very capable man, and his actions are always driven by trying to sort of find the best, most efficient solution to do rather remarkable things. He's very good with machines and absolutely terrible with anything that is not a machine, including other people. So that is often a source of difficulty for him. That's the word. And yes, so he's having a quite interesting time, I think, lately. Given the last thing that happened to him was he arrived with some people here at a village trying to save it from some horrible things, and they didn't really save it properly, and he stayed behind to try and help as many people as he could. But he ultimately wrote it in the little list of places that they failed to save, which is in the back of his notebook, and that is a canon thing that some of you have seen.
It is fair to say that the last couple of episodes have been cheery.
Yeah.
Cheery.
Yes, that's fair. That's Cogwin, small man. Oh, and he flies around in a metal suit of armor that he built and is animated by clockwork and magical things like that. Yes.
What's the suit made of? Just to check.
Brass.
Brass.
Yes.
So he's like a brass man.
You could say he is some sort of brass man. Yes.
Yeah, like okay.
But in stark contrast to any other characters you may find, he's definitely not sarcastic or clever or witty, and that's how I'm getting around that one.
True.
Thank you, Tom. Emma.
I'm Emma. I play Char, who is she, her, as am I. Char is an Asimar rogue. Wow. So the last thing that happened to Char was that we went to the village, where it turned out that 3 people who looked exactly like Char were killing or maiming or poisoning the people in the village. So Char killed 2 of them, personally, and discovered that she was grown by a god.
In a little cave, like a mushroom.
Like spongy off the walls. It was great. It's been really good. She has red hair, so this is in tribute. I'm just gonna stop now because it's just too depressing.
Good.
Enjoy your evening, everybody.
I'm Grace. I'm playing Kithvir. Both of us use they/them pronouns. Kithvir is a sort of fairly short, fairly round humanoid Archaeopteryx. They have like a raptor's face and a coloration a bit like, those brown and white city pigeons. Little wings with little hands at the corner and very heavy, very clunky, loud terracotta plate armor, half plate armor.
Mm-hmm.
They are from the Dream, which is the pink, cloudy, liminal space between the planes.
Yep.
And they have joined the Viridescent Order to stop them from literally fucking punching a hole through their home every single time they want to go and get the shopping.
And what happened to you last time, Kithvir?
I was literally frightened to death, Chris.
You were, that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
Literally frightened to death.
What were you frightened to death by?
The cry of a death god, which I then invited home with us.
We've all been there.
Yeah. We have not.
You have now.
You know how it goes.
No,
I really don't. Okay.
It's going to be fine. Today is going to be fine, honestly.
Great.
Hi, my name is David Omen. I go by he, him. I play Copper, which is an it-that. It is an automata that is possessed by 29 different souls. One of those souls, who is usually in charge, is a 7-year-old girl. While she was in charge of the Copper automaton last session, a memory bastard...
Shadow.
A
living shadow.
A living shadow stole all of her memories. So the spirit of this little girl now has absolutely no idea why it's dead, what to do inside this automaton, and is now been sort of pushed to the back, and the automaton has been very hazily and temporarily controlled by the girl's mother in a kind of a who's also in there, in a sort of a knee-jerk protective reaction, and now I don't know what I'm going to do. So enjoy today.
You mean you don't know what to do?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
David Owen doesn't know what to do.
No, David Owen has no idea what he's about to do.
Which is the name of your podcast.
Yeah. It's also the title of my sex tape.
Oh, that's an ongoing joke we're never going to get rid of. Good, okay.
No, we stole it from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Famous program.
Seem to have 2 pens. We rejoin our adventurers in the Nexus. The Nexus is the home of the Viridescent Order, which all 4 are members of and didn't mention as part of their opening.
I did.
No, you did. No one else did.
Cheers.
I mean, allegiances are a little fraught right now.
Yeah.
The Viridescent Order are interplanar monster hunters. The Nexus, which is their home, is a giant clockwork construct. If you imagine a plane of existence where every single wall, floor, ceiling, basically every single flat surface is a slowly ticking, rotating gear at different speeds, pistons, other steampunky stuff. In the center of the Nexus is a giant green crystal. It juts out of the wall at various points. And at the base of this crystal is where the portals are generated that they use to punch through the dream, as they now have discovered, to make their way to other places to deal with other nasties. Often supplied by the in-universe bad guy Cthulhu. That's Cthulhu, not Cthulhu, just making that clear. They're very similar. At this point, they are now traveling through the dream instead of punching their way through it, making their way from one area to another through this liminal space between the planes. And the two of you and your compatriot speaker arrive from your travel through the dream, through a portal back into the Nexus at the point when we kick off. The Nexus is as usual. People are scurrying around, getting on with their day. Anya, the technician, is working on keeping the portal open as the two of you step back into your home. The third member of your party, Speaker, a large Goliath monk, the moment he steps through the portal, just storms off. Angry and frustrated at the events that just occurred.
Fair.
What would you like to do? Are you rolling to see who's in charge? Is it the cat?
I don't know what the procedure is for situations like this.
So Copper's eyes just kind of flicker like a faulty television set, and I'm not entirely sure. I've not really. I think we should probably go and speak to someone who's in charge.
Right. No. Yes. Do I even know who's in charge?
Yeah, it's an elf wizard called Wisatras.
Yes. Sorry. A voice just came to me from inside me, which is odd. Wisatras is probably who we need to be talking to. Hello, I'm sorry, I'm in charge at the moment. I appear to be driving, and I don't quite know what I'm doing, but my name is Ravanaris Shortstock.
It's really nice to meet you, Ravanaris.
I've watched all of the things, and God, this is painful, isn't it? Well, you wouldn't know.
Okay, is Paloma in?
What? Paloma? No, she's very tired at the moment. She's talking to the girl. It's fine. I have this.
The copper automaton's face shows no expression.
Have I spoken to Wisatras before?
I think you will have seen Wisatras in passing, but never in person.
Right. You seem like you're having a fantastic time.
The best!
Do you know where we would find her?
I can ask around. Inside, the girl's not speaking at the moment. It's good. It's fine. We can get her.
Next to the crystal at the base of it are some of your Gerrit compatriots who came from the dream with you and are apparently working with Anya to create portals that don't just punch a hole through the dream, but actually just open a little iris, if you will, allow stepping through, travelling through, and then going wherever you need to go. There are a couple standing around looking at you rather concernedly. Hey.
Hi. Has it been here?
Fine, yeah. It's all very techy. Yeah.
Yes, I'm familiar with the technology now. I know about all of that.
Cool.
Copper's eyes flicker again. Because this is what I'm going to do today. Good. For the time being. And another voice comes out. We need to find Wisatras.
Yes, that's what I just asked you to.
Yes.
Could you do that?
Follow me.
Okay.
And Copper disappears into what they know.
Jesus. I flap after them.
Cool. You start walking. Who's in charge right now?
This is Pancas, the assassin.
Oh, great.
It's going to be such a long day.
As you clump your way through the Nexus, you pass by various rooms as you go. Where would you two be at this point in time? Just an average day in the Nexus.
What time of day is it?
Well, there's not really a sun. There is a sort of cycle of we tend to do things at certain times, but there's no sort of classic...
Yeah, but within that cycle, where are we at?
Oh, mid-evening.
In the bar, which is the kitchen.
Okay.
As established previously.
Yes.
In my lab or quarters, which are the same thing.
Cool. Sat in the kitchen. What are you doing in the kitchen?
Eating?
What are you eating?
Whatever. No, you're both away. I had to make my own. God,
Yeah.
whatever was in the fridge.
So you're eating out of a takeaway box,
Yeah.
effectively.
Pretty much.
Like a New York style.
Yeah. It's cold takeaway. Great.
It's whatever people didn't eat last night.
Oh, did you even reheat it?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sustenance is just, it just keeps you
I've
going.
been there.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Copper stalks by the door. Kithvir sort of fluttering awkwardly behind.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, hi.
Are you okay?
Has Copper stopped?
No.
We just got back from the temple.
Oh yeah, how'd it go? First mission, that's pretty cool. How was it?
I don't know. I'm so sorry that so we went to the temple, and then Copper's body and I and Speaker came back. I don't.
Would I know that Waywocket went with them?
Yeah. There'd been a note left on the fridge.
Wait, I thought Waywocket went with you. Did she not come back? Did she want to study something more? Were there dead bodies that she wanted to chop up? She's done that before.
Yeah, she did this thing with tendons and
She's done that with my tendons.
I don't know how to tell you this.
I mean, you could just tell me.
Yes, she's dead. Waywocket died.
No. No. Can I roll an insight check, please?
Of course.
Not bad, actually. 17.
17. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so sorry that it has to be.
That's very unlike her.
She gave her life to save me and Copper.
That's very unlike her.
Is it?
She... It's going to require more alcohol.
Boom, 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 boom. You walk your way up to the large room full of wizards reading various books, looking crystal balls. The Diviner Core.
There is a short pause.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm not doing this all day. There is a short pause. It's kind of just literally mid-stride.
Yeah.
And then picks up the stride again, a little moment, and then keeps going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who is it now?
Now it's Brenna Goodhouse.
Great.
Another assassin.
No.
How many assassins are in you?
3. What are the odds?
That's 1 in 10.
Yeah.
Today's sentence. Good. You stalk forward. Wisarch's office, as previously established, is a sort of series of cogs that close together to form a door.
There's a momentary pause.
Mm-hmm.
How is this done? How is this done? And a knock.
Yes?
With Sartris, we seek audience.
Doors open.
With Sartris.
Step inside. Her office is relatively still. She's managed to find one of the stillest, most calm spaces in the entire Nexus. And she is sat behind a white desk. Copper.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Can I speak to the girl, please?
The girl is not speaking currently.
What?
She's gone. She doesn't know who she is, how to do any of this. And nor do any of us, really. But
Okay.
Waywocket, the one Waywocket,
Yes.
is gone.
Gone where?
Finished. It was beautiful to watch.
Now, you, Brenner, haven't known Sartris very long at all, but you've probably seen through the girl's
Yeah,
eyes.
you kind of get sort of like it's the. Is it in Get Out where there's the one I've got to stop naming movies, the sunken place. So like being in Copper but not being in charge is very much like being in the sunken place.
Okay. This is the second time recently you've seen her look surprised.
Please, you must find a way to shut us down, or
Right.
this is agony.
Could you simply do nothing?
There is trauma, fight within us.
Sure. Could you try and not put anyone in charge?
That would require the expression herding cats.
Well, one of you is a cat.
Yes. I feel the cat may end up in charge. If we leave this empty space. Cats like empty spaces.
If it fits, I sit.
Well, why not try it and see what happens?
I will attempt to negotiate
With the cat.
with everyone.
Could I speak to Rust?
As you say that name, the eyes.
Yep.
And all is as it should be.
Stupid, sexy Copper.
And
How long can you hold this, Rust?
I've had some practice. I can hold this for a while now.
Good. Hold it. If you do anything out of line, I will destroy you. Do we understand each other?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Just so there's like little veins of green starting to crawl along the sort of outer body part of Copper.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Why don't you just follow me and don't do anything unless I tell you to?
Absolutely.
Good.
You're in charge.
Remember what happened last time?
How could I forget?
Good. She sits at her desk. There's a crystal ball on her desk. She sort of holds her hand over it and concentrates. And you here in your office, you here in the kitchen, you two still talking here. Could everyone please congregate by the portals, by the base of the crystal? Thank you. Well, follow me.
As you command, good leader.
I think we'll take the bottle with us.
That seems like a
And
good
maybe
idea.
dinner as well.
Didn't you want to heat that up?
Why?
Cogwyn, You just heard that over the totally not intercom.
Magic intercoms are convenient.
What are you doing?
I think the last sort of priority Cogwyn had was a sort of dual priority of working out how portals work and how he might be able to make them, because of course he's very, very, very clever, that's the one, and is very keen to make some of his own. But he's also trying to work out really if there's anything wrong with the creation being thing that the order he discovered is technically working for. But I think at this exact moment he will be tapping a device which I, as Tom, have no idea how to describe because I did history at university. But Cogwyn certainly didn't, and it's impressive. And then he hears that and goes,
Do you have those sooty rings around the edge?
yes. I have speed of 25. I'm a gnome. And he's very small. But off he goes.
Lovely.
He's small.
Are you all congregating as asked?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
You could. No, it's your choice.
No, I'm going.
Thanks, mate. By the portals, roughly the entire order congregation, all of them, roughly 75 people are standing in the space around. Visatrus from our office looks at you and goes, May I?
May you what?
Touch you.
But of course, it's not my body. Oh, I made the worst dude.
I know.
She reaches over and holds on to Copper's wrist and concentrates, and in the middle of all of you, she reappears with Copper. As she speaks, she prestidigitates her voice to be slightly amplified so you can all hear her well, because she speaks very softly. Everyone, I have some rather unfortunate news.
Wait. You asked everyone to congregate, and not everyone's here, so...
Yeah, that's the news, Cogwyn.
What's the news?
Just gonna pour out a glass of whiskey for Cogwyn now.
Well, I think the point has been rather unsubtly made.
You appear to have started. I did say not everyone is here.
One of our number has fallen.
How did they get back up?
Died, Cogwyn. Ceased to exist.
So is that possible then?
All things die.
I thought we were. I mean, we us. We were sort of above such things.
What made you think that?
I don't know.
Maybe the amount of times we haven't.
Yes. What Char said. Yeah.
I will need to get more information about what happened, but from what it appears, it is not something that can be stood up from again at this point in time. I will be gathering some more information, and I think it is only fair that I tell you all what happened after I know more, and that we mourn our fallen comrade, as is only correct. Kithvir, I think it is? Yeah? Hello. Just quickly, did she die in service of what we're doing, in service of the Order?
Yes. She gave her life for Copper and I.
Well,
And we are so grateful.
lovely.
Wait, who are you?
Copper.
No.
It can be somewhat confusing. We will deal with this over time. In which case, it is only right we mourn her properly and give her the memorial she deserves. I will be holding a memorial service in the graveyard.
Wait,
We have a
there's
graveyard?
Is that where Roland is?
Yes.
I miss Richard every day.
Roland. Richard is still very much alive.
Yes, Richard. Yes.
Hello.
Wait, so who died?
Oh.
If I could ask you all to congregate there in roughly 2 hours, we'll then have an opportunity to speak on behalf of our comrade. Thank you.
We should go get some scalpels.
I think I see where you're going with this.
Do you see where they're going with this?
Yes, and I really want no part of it.
Actually, Kithvir, if you'd be so kind, Copper is going to stay with me for the time being, and if you could come with me, I need a full debrief on what happened. Thank you.
I can do that.
Lovely, let's head to my office. Less ticky. And we'll see you two in a couple of hours.
Are we anywhere near the big green?
Yep, it's right there.
Copper just goes up and just gently with the touch of just a slight finger.
If the moment you get anywhere near close to it, the moment you, Russ, get anywhere near close to it, there's a look from Wisarts along the lines of, don't you dare.
I don't want to go in her lab alone.
Oh, she did. She wasn't very precious about these things. Let's she was a doctor, so.
Sort of.
She liked cutting people open.
That means she's a doctor.
Not so keen on the sewing them back up again.
There's a sewing back up again part?
Yeah, that's the curing bit.
You think you know someone.
Are you two heading to Waywocket's lab?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes.
And you two are going for a debriefing?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I'm sort of walking behind Copper. Unless you will purposefully be trying to walk behind
no.
Copper Mexican shuffle.
Yeah. Copper is very keen to be quite close to Wisatras right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not in a gross way.
No one thought that till you said it.
It's totally in a gross way.
Waywocket's lab. The door is much like any other door in the Nexus. Piece of clockwork that you have to roll to one side. Cool. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
No.
It's fine, I'm a
dead. Oh no!
21.
21. As you twist it to one side, you miss a hair trigger, and as you do, you just duck and a scalpel comes flying out and smashes into the wall behind you.
Well, there's one.
I always get Cloctopus to do this bit.
Who is Cloctopus?
Cloctopus is my clockwork octopus familiar, obviously.
Is that new?
No, he's been in it since the pilot.
Really?
Yeah, he's
How
in
do
my,
I not? I love him.
he's amazing. It's in my backpack somewhere.
Oh, nice.
There he is. But I don't need him for the main purpose I invented him for right now. The door's already open.
Is your clockwork octopus stronger than you?
No, he's just good at receiving traps in the face. And then me fixing him rather than my face, which is
Fair,
yeah,
good.
And predicting football matches.
As the door moves aside and the trap is triggered, the room is in front of you. There's a faint and Waywocket's cat, which is
my cat,
which is half robot, half cat, but not like in the middle, like down the middle, like half the face is a robot's face, the other half is a cat. Is sort of walking gingerly over. Just
It's so fucking creepy, but it's so sad. It's called
Deus Ex Catina.
I guess. Do you feed cats?
Never been too good with organic matter.
We could give it to Copper.
Yes.
Don't think I didn't think about that.
Maybe not at the moment. Copper's doing the weird voice, the one I don't like.
The creepy voice.
Yeah.
The lab is basically quite messy. Lots of like splashes of blood up a wall, but the clockworks move around a bit. It's like a splash gone to the side, but it's actually gone up. There are papers, detritus, various half-desiccating bodies, things in jars. Lots of scalpels.
Just gather as many scalpels as possible.
It's behind a curtain, and they don't know that.
What do you want to do with these scalpels?
We're going to put them in the grave.
I will keep some of them. It would be a waste to put them all there, and I don't think she liked. Don't think she liked that. Waste.
Well, how many do you want to keep? We could just put one in. It's mostly symbolic.
I'd like to get a sort of 2-fist-sized amount that could be conceivably fired from some kind of shotgun, and say, "I will take this many."
I wonder if there's anything.
Okay.
If there's anything like personal that we could put in as well. Can I investigate the room?
Please do.
16.
Cool. As you sift around various parts of the room, can you make me another dexterity saving throw, please?
No, that's a natural 1. No, I can't.
As you lean over the table at one point, there's a faint and you suddenly realise that a scalpel has poked out of the table at a strange angle and just jammed straight through your hand.
I think she actually tested that on me when she was making it.
You take 4 points of stabbing through the hand damage.
I take 2 points because I'm using Uncanny Dodge.
You didn't see it coming.
Okay, fair.
Even after she's gone, she's still tending to us. Cogwyn does not understand what a doctor is.
I'm getting that.
However, as part of your investigation, you do also discover a curtain covering a small alcove at the back of the room. And as you push it to one side, there's a statue of a man.
Didn't think she was into art.
I didn't think she was into men.
Have you encountered Promethean before?
I think there was a statue of him in the museum.
Yep, there we go. Looks a lot like Promethean.
Oh, fucking Waywocket.
You all knew.
And I know.
Promethean, for the audience who are not aware, is one of the demigods that worships Cthulhu.
What's it made of?
The idol.
Yeah.
Vic, do you mind if I choose? Yeah. Stone. No, it's not made of bits of body parts. It's made of stone.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna whack it against a table until it breaks.
Cool. I mean, you have a strength score of 7.
Yeah, I know. It
Some of
takes
them might be
it
a
takes
bit
a,
out
it
of
takes
it.
Smallest stone smashing sound.
it takes a really long time, but I'm determined.
I think it takes a little bit too long. It's the kind of thing where you start smashing away at it, and it's just taking a very long time, and it has gotten to the point where it's gone beyond awkward into just a little bit tragic.
I
don't feel angry anymore.
I'd like to reach out and, with DM's permission, just hold it for a second,
Mhm.
and then use my sword burst cantrip, which in the case of Cogwyn means that his suit kind of just goes up outwards for a second and just smashes this thing up.
Sure. You hold it, I'm just...
Thank you.
That is all right.
There are still bits of it scattered, like the face is still very visible on the ground.
He's the one who told the other me's that they should hurt people.
Oh, I just assumed if she is dead and he was the one she worshipped, then he's bad.
I mean, I don't think he's great.
When you worship someone, they're meant to look out for you. So
friends are supposed to do. Why weren't we there? We could have done something.
I wasn't even told they were going away.
It said on the fridge.
I don't always look at the fridge.
But there is food in the fridge.
I don't like many forms of chilled food.
It's fair. Do you want some whiskey?
Does Cogwin want some whiskey?
I don't know, Tom. Does Cogwin want some whiskey?
I think Cogwin will try some whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Is Cogwin a drinker, Tom?
I think Cogwin, much like other things, Cogwin has tried whiskey and alcohol in the past, but has not really taken to it. But yeah, sure, he understands its purpose. Because again, high int, low whiz. So
Yep. As
read
you,
about what whiskey is.
as you're having a sip of this rather good whiskey, there's a faint as the cat's winding itself around your feet. It used to be your cat.
Indeed. Hello, Day. Has anyone told you what's happened?
The cat just looks at you.
Cats don't.
Don't.
I don't think cats. I think he'll know that she's gone, but I think he'll miss her. I mean, she was a bit dodgy.
Waywocket won't be here again. And
Starts padding off.
good, yes, good. God, that cat is so strong.
The cat rolled a 4.
Well, you have the scalpels you need for how you want to remember them.
Yeah, I'll use this one. She'd like that.
And I have the scalpels I need for how I want to remember her, so...
I'm not sure. She wasn't good, Cogwin.
I don't think I'm good. I'm clever.
I don't think I'm good either, but Waywocket really wasn't good.
And?
I still don't think she needed to die.
No. Nobody needs to die. That's why we're doing what we're doing. You're, I mean, you are an assassin. But, you know, you kill people who kill people. And so do I. I'm a weapon, basically. I know that. But, I think Waywocket didn't always do the right things. And she didn't always do them for the right reasons either. But she believed in herself. And that
Certainly
I'm
believed in
trying
herself.
to pass the only fiction book I've ever read. I only got halfway through, but I think it was somehow inspiring. And I think that says a lot about... Waywocket, yes.
Well, I suppose at least I'll have another scar to remember her by. Should we go?
That is bleeding quite a lot.
I'll healing hands myself.
Okay.
Yes, let's. They said to meet back there, didn't they? So.
I don't even know where the graveyard is.
Well, I canonically cannot know where the graveyard is because I was surprised we could die. So.
I guess maybe if we go back to the main room and ask someone.
Yes.
There will be a trail of people you can follow.
If
You
we-
guys are field agents. You don't tend to explore much.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes. Wait. I'll change my suit. I think she always preferred the Mark 11.
I'm gonna set all the body parts in here on fire with my sword.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
There's a sort of bacony smell. You hear a sort of faint meow.
Oh, we should get the cat.
Here, boy.
I'll retrieve the cat.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
With help.
With help.
Thanks, Tom. Natural 20.
Somehow, in a burning room...
Look, I'm resistant to fire.
Oh, sure.
The cat's not!
I mean, like half of it is.
Slightly Viking quality to this. There's a sort of burning room sort of running around as the cat's going... just jumping from side to side. You eventually get hold of the cat, which is sort of sitting in your arms, but is very clearly doing that cat thing of like, no! Don't want to be up! No!
Yeah. Just until we're out of the burning room. Stupid cat.
Oh, clockle sticks. Notes. she definitely had loads of notes. We were working on a...
The fire rolled very high. The
Yeah.
room is now on fire.
I want to try and grab whatever, presumably dramatically interesting, small amount of information I can find.
Sure. Roll me a... What's this going to be? Are you trying to acrobatically avoid the fire? Or are you...
I'm a gnome wearing brass.
Are you trying to tough it out?
Yeah.
Con saving throw.
Ho-ho.
Yes.
That is a modified 20.
Yes.
We're now calling those dirty 20s.
Fine, dirty 20 me up.
There we go. I think you just step forward. There's some papers on the desk that have not quite lit and just go, this whole room is on fire, but I am fine. Just pick it up and walk out.
Starting to get hot now. Starting to get hot. Am I whistling? I think
Yeah,
the
no,
back
but
of
it's
my
a tea
helmet is
kettle thing
whistling.
going on,
Yes, I need to.
Sorry.
Just
I
canonically, there is
forgot about
vials
this.
of everyone's blood in here, right?
Yes.
Can we just have it all explode?
Oh.
Like, just as I don't know. Sorry, I know you weren't done. You carry on.
Sorry, I forgot papers.
The
on
papers.
fire.
So did I.
The papers you have seem to be very detailed medical notes on someone.
I don't take these off to read this. There we go.
You've only got sort of pages 13 and 14 out of a very much longer document.
Longer document.
What does it say?
What does pages 13 and 14 say?
They talk about the subject's ability to heal themselves. They talk about the subject's resistance to fire.
Nope. No.
No, it's just right. No, okay, good. I mean, if this was a TV show, it'd be like sort of a sort of casual pan over the words. Char standing right behind you, going, "No, I know who that is."
Who could it be? Do we know anybody called Continued Overleaf?
I think that's a note.
A gnome?
A note.
Oh. Right, yes. Do we know anybody resistant to fire?
Yes.
Sorry, is this another cue that I've missed? Please, I'm asking you to continue, but without... I'm trying to cut down on needless
Yes.
words.
I am resistant to fire.
Ah. This person is like you.
That person is me, Cogwyn.
Wait, what?
Waywocket. Char pulls down her shirt and there is a real long scar down her neck.
Oh, she was... yes, yes, of course. She was trying to...
Figure out what I was. At least that's what she said she was doing.
I think she meant it.
I hope so.
Like me, she valued knowledge. I don't think she necessarily wanted to find out because you also wanted to find out, but you were a curiosity and therefore... yes.
Well, you've got pages 13 and 14.
Shall
What
I
was
roll
on the
something
other
on them?
pages?
No, you just got them now.
Got them. Would you like these?
Can I understand these?
Oh, that's Tom's character sheet. Sorry. Roll me
Walls of this world, man.
roll me an intelligence check, please.
It's my best skill.
I know.
No, it's not.
It actually is mine, guys.
Fine.
It's,
The notes are a hybrid between common and gnomish.
it's fine, I rolled an 11. I don't even understand the common bits.
It's all highly medical and technical.
No, there are a lot of words on these.
Yes. they are notes. Would you like me to... Oh, here's a good one. Précis them.
That's another word.
I can write this.
Could you just, like, tell me if there's anything in it that I should know? Like, you know, if I'm going to get cancer when I'm 50.
Your society still has cancer? Where are you from?
Jesus.
I'm from that hole in the ground. We went
Right,
to.
yes, we did go there. Yes.
It'll take you some time to pass this.
It's going to take me some time to pass this.
Well, I guess no rush.
Yeah, hang on to them. Maybe they'll come in useful later.
I will wait for me to get an exclamation mark over my inventory.
Put them in your pocket or something.
As you walk out of the room, there's a lovely, stylistically stylish moment where the vials of blood with everyone's on them shatter as they walk out of the room.
That is the last ever time I will backseat DM. I'm very sorry.
It's all good.
It's not.
Goodbye, Waywocket, I guess.
Yes. Well, I don't think anyone's ever really gone.
No, I think she's really gone.
I mean, we've met thousands of you. Not to be personal. Copper is so many souls. I assume they all died before they were souls inside a suit of armor. A primitive suit of armor, it must be said, but still.
Well, I guess we hold out hope that somewhere in the universe, Waywocket is laughing at all of us.
She did like laughing at us.
You are being taken up to Wysatris' office. She steps inside with you and closes the door. Please be seated. Not you. I don't think we've been formally introduced.
I'm Kithvir. I'm here to help with the portals.
Yes, you're one of our dream guides, aren't you?
Dream Weaver.
Oh, splendid. I like some poetry. Very good. Can you tell me what happened?
So we went to the temple, and there was a vortex of necrotic energy. And we went through the temple. More necrotic energy.
Right.
All of us, we all made mistakes.
This isn't a performance review, Kithvir. I'd simply like to know why someone in my organization died.
Our God made their will known.
Oh.
I beg your pardon.
Is this thing on? Am I still speaking?
Which God is that?
The one we all ultimately serve.
Which one is that?
Rust has some very strange opinions. Sorry, Rust is the person currently controlling Copper, the girl's father.
I will be known as Copper from now on.
So you say, Rust, but I know who you are. Now, you were saying?
There was a creature there that was trying to create a living god from a dead god.
She's looking at some papers on her desk. Yup. And then what happened?
I don't remember. I don't remember very much after that.
Kithvir, did you die?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. And then you woke up and you were no longer dead, but Waywocket was no longer there, yes? Did Waywocket at any point do anything odd? Odder than usual?
Speaker said that she glowed before she vanished, but she was wearing a symbol, and she sort of said something rude to the sky, and then sort of threw it on the floor. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, do not apologize.
I understand that this means a lot more to you all than it does to me. All I know of her is the sacrifice that she made for us.
She gave herself to the cause.
Our cause?
Our cause.
She steps up from the desk, steps round and puts a hand on your shoulder. Kithvir, you seem right. Would that be fair to say? You are a Dreamweaver, as I understand it. I don't know much of the Gerrit, but the Dreamweavers are quite an important part of your culture, yes?
I'm not a Dreamweaver yet.
But you are in training.
Yes.
Well, Dreamweaver in training is still a Dreamweaver, are they not? On the path.
On the path.
Right. I have made a lifetime's work of seeing the future, of seeing ahead, of planning for moments before they happen, making contingency plans, making sure that I am prepared and ready for everything that comes my way.
That, if you will forgive me, sounds like a monumental way to waste your time.
It has saved everyone's life here on multiple occasions. However, at this point in time, I'm at a loss. It's a rare feeling for me. Are you aware of the phrase outside context problem?
I don't...
I am, but explain it to her. Them. Them. I did correct myself,
Yes,
but it
yes.
was over laughter.
Just to be clear. Your context is what you know. Your context is what you define the world in, your parameters. So, I understand how my world functions, I understand how the Nexus functions, and I think I understood how the multiverse functioned. At least I thought I did.
Lots of you seem to think that.
Yeah, that is correct. And then you turned up, the Gerrit. You appeared one day, saving my team from a moment where I thought they would not come back.
We were always there.
I understand. But from my perspective, I didn't know you were there. You are an outside context problem, because I had no context for you.
Sounds like a monumental way to waste your time.
Interestingly enough, you're not wrong. Ever since you've arrived and since the Gerrit have made their presence known, things that I thought would come to pass have not come to pass. I find myself in the position of not knowing what's going to happen next, and that's new for me. Waywocket renounced her god before she died. Rust?
Yes.
You've been watching for longer. What did you see?
I saw a noble sacrifice made by someone who deemed they were no longer necessary.
Who did they make the sacrifice to?
A higher power.
You don't know which one. Think you're so smart. Right. Well, that answers that question. This is interesting to me. I would like to spend more time with you and with the Garrett. You are clearly part of the equation I had not considered, which means the equation is wrong. And I do wish to improve. The way to handle an outside context problem is to make it inside your context. Do you understand me?
They are a distraction.
I wasn't talking to you.
We all share this world.
Only some of us can rule it.
I would strongly advise ignoring him.
I liked the girl better.
Well, I'm now going to try and get the girl back, so why don't you head out? Others will show you to the graveyard, and I'll be there shortly, all right? Thank you for your assistance.
Is there any way, Chris, that I would be able to tell what god Waywocket might have contacted?
Roll me a religion check.
Can I do the same?
Yeah.
Nope.
Seems very fitting somehow.
I don't know about you, but that was a 22.
That was nice.
The description, a yellow glow. The
Yes, that is true.
To the great yellow glow.
Oh shit, that one.
the impact of being able to sacrifice yourself to save the lives of others, not life of another, not something quite so base, but actually doing something good, could lead you to suspect what kind of power Waywocket gave her life to.
I don't have, and I think Kithvir sort of paused in the door. I wish I could tell you more. I think that in her last moments, Waywocket was looking for redemption.
Good to know.
I mean, I don't know her,
No.
and I won't.
No. We don't get to know everyone.
No.
Thank you, Kithvir.
Thank you.
With all due respect, Viridescent, I think that this is a complete waste of time. This preoccupation with the dream and...
Why do you always start sentences with all due respect when what you want to do is say, you're being stupid?
Well, it's something I've learned that clearly you've seen through. How clever of you.
Always liked you the least, but you seem to be in control. How is this working now?
Well, and the lights flicker again.
Yeah.
As I shit you not, I rolled the right number.
Good, lovely.
Well, finally, I am... and just out.
Doors closed. Just to confirm a backstory thing, Viridescent and Copper learned how to control the suit together, yes?
Yeah, because Copper had been there for hundreds of years.
Correct.
Before Wisupta showed up.
Yep.
But there was definitely, and the girl had been in charge of Copper for that time.
Yep.
But there was definitely there was definitely a period of fine tuning. Like it was when it came to like actual.
Would Wisupta be able to calm the cat? Because I mean, it's a cat.
I mean, roll for it.
D&D. Finally, animal handling comes into play.
Yeah, I'm going to use animal handling. That spell that no one ever uses.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
Just like clunk down in a heap. Just a big copper heap on the ground. Like one arm sticking out like that.
Yeah. Yep. Now I know you can all hear me. Even if you can't do much right now. I need you all to work together with me on this. I need you all to work as a team. Do you understand that?
Stupid, sexy copper.
Didn't know you into fairies.
There's a lot you don't know about me, man.
There may come a time when information that I hold might get lost if I do not give it to someone else. You are a repository for information beyond anything else. She goes to a small cabinet beside the door, places a hand over it, and pulls out a scroll. Walks over and holds it in front of Copper's eyes and unfurls it.
What do we see?
What does the cat see? The cat sees squiggles on a page, man.
Barely that. Cat's looking elsewhere. Yeah.
She finds the cat's eye line! Scratch back there again.
Like a bit of fluff or something in the air.
No, look at this, look at They are planar coordinates. If necessary, and you cannot return here, go there. Whichever one of you is in charge, go there.
Role play.
Well, I think it's time we went to a memorial. I would appreciate Copper not being a cat during this memorial. Maybe someone else could step in. might sort of put a dampener on the mood. Says we're Sartres.
Well, I suppose I could try. I'll hold it for as long as I can.
Just to check, you did see the coordinates I showed?
Yes, we all saw it.
Good. Who are you?
My name's Tarrant Marion Tailthreader. You met me once before.
I'm sure I did.
I was a grandma. Might have had a different voice. I didn't expect the same thing to come up again. I think I'm American now. It's been weird in here.
Amazingly, for a person with an eidetic memory, I have no idea if I've ever met you.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Lovely.
Listen, we're working on the girl. We're doing what we can.
Cool. Can you stand upright and not talk?
I don't know. I've never driven this thing before, unless I was just punching things. So, I'll give it a go.
Small favors. Right, could you May I?
Yeah.
Takes hold of the arm and...
Whee!
This is the grandma.
Makes perfect sense.
Did anyone have anything else they wanted to do? Anyone else they wanted to speak to before going to the memorial?
We.
Oh, I thought you said...
I thought that was another
both. Unlike your Wii, I hope.
Yikes. If we have a bit of time, I'd like to just check that Kithvir is actually okay. Kithvir did not look okay.
That the Kithvir felt super okay.
No.
Well, you are heading from Waywocket's lab, and as you follow this group of people, this area where you are going, which none of you have been to before, seems to be quite a long way away. You do travel through various rooms and corridors to bits of the Nexus that you have literally never been in, and also as you walk through them, don't seem to have huge amounts of habitation. It looks like you're travelling back through some of the parts that are a bit more mysterious.
Oh no.
All three of you could join up as part of that travel. I would allow that.
Okay.
Oh. Hi. I.
This is Cogwyn. Do you know Cogwyn?
Chris, do I know Cogwyn?
Have we met?
No. I think I'd remember someone who looked like you.
Kithvir.
I could say the same. Yes. What?
Kithvir. Do you want to write it down in your notebook?
Kithvir.
Yes, I'll write it in the front of my notebook. Definitely not the back.
Yeah, no, not the back.
Yeah.
Definitely the front.
Kithvir.
It's nice to meet you too.
Yes, I intended to say it is nice to meet you. Before you said that, that would have been the protocol.
You're doing pretty well, given the circumstances.
Yes, I think.
Whiskey? Do you drink? Do you drink today?
Does Kithvir want a whiskey?
Roll the dice. You've got plenty of them.
Yeah, do you know, I've got no
Stuck
fucking idea.
with all the teetotalers.
Yeah, but do Archaeopteryx drink? I don't fucking.
Do you
Yeah.
want
They
to
would if
try
they
it?
could.
Yeah.
I reckon dinosaurs would have got drunk.
I think if they could, they would have done.
I would have watched a drunk
Yeah.
T-Rex every day of the week.
Actually, quite a lot of animals do get drunk, so there is...
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasps.
Yeah, they get pulled apart by the drones when they get back.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Giraffes fly over and
Giraffes
get
get
drunk
drunk
off
too,
the
as well.
fumes, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you're enjoying the D&D.
Actually, my dogs do it in the middle of
Wait,
summer. When
back
it's-
to the whiskey.
So yes.
Yeah. Yes. Please.
I ran out of glasses. I gave Cogwyn the glass.
Please. Take it in my little clawed hand on the end of my wing.
I like this.
I just spoke to Wasatras.
Yeah, that's always fun. Did she tell you that, she can see what's going to happen in your future and that, she knows exactly what you're going to do and you're kind of disappointing her?
Doesn't she understand that the things that we do change the future?
But do they?
Yes.
Yes.
But if she's seeing the future, presumably she's seeing the future that involves all the things that we did. Otherwise, what's the point?
No, because your one person's mind can't contain that much information. All the potential things that I could do at any one time, all the potential things that you could do at any one time.
I don't think it's in her mind. I think it's in that filing cabinet.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't really understand what she's doing. Something about creation.
Huh?
You're aware of
Hellas.
no, the other one.
Katali.
That's that.
Oh, the name we don't say.
Yes, that. Oh,
No one gave me the leaflet.
it's on the fridge.
I haven't had the employee's handbook yet.
You're not an employee, you're a freelance contractor.
Yeah. 0 hours.
Means we don't have
Theoretically.
Did you say Cthulhu?
No, I under no circumstances said that and would never say that.
and we're also not supposed to say their name, I think.
Oh, Katalu.
Yeah, that one. I also
We're
have
not supposed to say Katalu.
I have like a medallion with their logo on.
They have a logo?
Yeah, it's like a squiddy thing.
I should get a logo. I quite like the sound of that. Cogwin logo. Cogwin's to do.
Is it a cog?
No.
Not anymore, it's not.
Mourn friend. Create logo.
You were,
It's going to be a
You
good
were going to-
Tuesday.
you were going to write. This is weird. You were going to write Kithvir in there. That's
Oh, he already did.
Yes, that's under my
I saw him write it down.
people.
right.
Just endless pages.
He'll get it eventually. It's easier if you name yourself something similar to what you do.
Yes, Char here likes to char things. It took me until session 3 to get one done.
Nosebleed.
I don't frequently Kithvir.
Is your girlfriend called Vir?
Put it on a t-shirt.
Is your girlfriend called Vir?
Still didn't get that.
Is your girlfriend called Vir? I have met your girlfriend.
Yeah, Vir. No. She's called Belmar.
It's a nice name.
Be funny if she was called Vir. Though.
Shame's not Veer, though.
You're not there!
Am I not? Okay.
Because of... Oh, never mind.
Reporting.
You are all walking your way into a large, wide-open room that most of you, actually none of you, will have actually seen before or even been aware it exists. Copper will be aware it exists. Copper
Yeah.
knows everything about the Nexus.
Yes.
Copper lived in the Nexus for a very long time before the Order turned up. Good. So, you walk inside... Just think a bit more funereal, please, Chloe. Thank you. Even more funereal. Oh, there we go.
Rip.
The corridor opens out.
We suck.
Are you pressing F to pay respect?
Yes.
That's what's happening right now.
Hate all of you. Everyone.
Ahead of you is the edge of the Nexus.
Have I seen any edge of the Nexus before?
No.
Ho ho ho.
Wait, it stops?
The cogs don't go on forever?
No, they don't.
No.
I'm just writing down the cogs don't go on forever. It could be useful for my logo.
In many ways, it looks like they do. But in this place, they seem not to. I don't think the Nexus really gives a rat's ass about time and space.
I thought did you not build?
Oh, no. No.
No, we didn't even build this place.
Who is that?
I'm Copper.
No.
And for now.
I think we could get on better.
Name's Copper.
Ahead of you, the gears stop. And where they stop, there is one very large gear doing a very slow rotation. And as you look down at this very large gear, scratched into the surface of it are names. Not in any kind of particular regimented order, just scratched into the surface.
How many?
Roll me an investigation check on this.
16.
You lose count. You don't recognize nearly all of them. The rest of the order is gathered in this open space and on this very large gear as it's slowly ticking around. The sergeant steps forward. Thank you all. It is a rare moment to lose one of our own. But it does happen. Some deaths cannot be unwound. Standing with her is Simon, the undead paladin, who looks slightly crestfallen. There's the Flump, head of HR, who is floating nearby as well. Cannon.
We met the Flump.
Yeah. Anya is there too. Ickle, the small kobold who runs the archives, is also there. They've taken a slightly more forward position as they are effectively in charge.
Is Calcine here?
Yes.
I just stand next to them and hold their hand.
Mm-hmm. And Calcine is your Fire Genasi
Partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that many of you had questions when Waywocket joined us. The top one being, why have you brought a spy into our midst? Waywocket's allegiances were complex. There is no denying that she was spying on us. But she was also feeding us information. It gave us some insight, while also giving some insight away. We deemed that a acceptable situation. I'm sorry we were never that open about it, but we couldn't openly say who she was without revealing that we knew who she was and also knew what she was feeding back to us. The role of a triple agent is never easy. Waywocket died in honor of what we stand for, in honor of our mission, which we have all sworn our lives to. Gesture to the Garrett in the crowd. Some of present company excluded, of course. Waywocket died to stop the forces of Cthulhu, and that is something that we have all given our lives to, and she has now given her life for. I have been reliably informed that at the last she did find some sense of redemption, and I am pleased for it. She will be missed. And she reaches down and finds a spot, and Simon takes off just a gigantic greatsword and very delicately starts just scratching as a faint scratch across as he starts to write another name into this gigantic cog.
Wait. Can you do the last bit with this? I think she'd appreciate that.
All right, I suppose.
It is the bloody one.
Seems fitting somehow.
Mm.
Stan just starts scratching away.
Copper had fallen to its knees
Mm-hmm.
doing this, and it sparks back up again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember you, but everyone tells me that I'm only here because you did something very brave. And that means you were a good person. And that's how you should be remembered, as a good person. Because it's only the good things that you do that matter, because they balance everything out in the end. I think. And then she cuts out.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say?
If I may,
Of course.
I feel as a stranger among a family here. Waywocket gave the greatest thing that she could have done for me without knowing me, without knowing what I could contribute. All I can do is thank her memory for that and do my best to honor it.
Thank you.
We were Sartress, if I just I'm not good at this, but I'm good at calculations. And Waywocket was a doctor, and very, very good at taking people's lives as well. They were two separate things she was very good at. But that means she understood the value of lives and life. And I think when someone gives up something that they understand is the most important thing there is. I hope I would burn every book I owned to save one of you. I hope. But I know it about her.
I'm going to wait for everyone else to go.
You're not going to get a chance to do that, so if you want to say something, say it.
If there's a moment where people are like starting to turn away, no.
Public emotions.
I walk up to where he's carved her name onto the cog.
Mm-hmm.
Cut my hand open, smear some blood on it.
That's another 3 points of damage.
Which I will halve because I was expecting that one.
Fine, 1 point of damage.
29 points.
Smear it on where her name is written.
Mm-hmm.
You always did want other people's blood. See you around.
As people finish speaking, Sartress turns to the group again. Well, if there are no others who wish, I think I'd like to say something.
Is that Promethean?
If it's all right with you. As the figure, the statue...
I didn't tell Sartress. I didn't tell Sartress.
steps out from the crowd.
What is it?
Promethean. Promethean steps out
In the flesh?
in the flesh from the crowd.
How fucking dare you?
I think I should be allowed to attend my agent's funeral.
She rejected you.
Yeah, we were friends for a long time.
Have your own funeral. Fuck off.
But you see, I have something to say. And as he starts talking, there's a faint rumble in the ground.
Sounds like we should not let him carry on talking, everyone.
Oh, Waywocket, you silly little gnome. I offered you so much.
Cannon on my shoulder is making some noise.
What? The readied action.
I will light my sword and just hold
Fine.
it.
And you rejected it. Oh. And then you died. Somehow I'm not surprised. Another loud rumble as the whole nexus starts to move.
Can we look to Asatris?
She is just standing there. And you? It's becoming more frequent now, but surprise again.
Any kind of direction?
Just looking straight at it.
What's Simon doing?
Being held back.
Oh, goodness me. Oh, it's Primitian in the flesh. Well, you know, God. Well, I didn't think I'd live to see that. I didn't live to see. Gosh, wow. Absolutely well.
I'm giving a speech.
Terribly sorry. Do carry on. Absolutely fascinated in what you have
Everyone
to
else
say.
got their time.
So, no, go on.
Right.
Say something interesting. I'm writing it down.
Fuck it. Well, we don't have a spy anymore. We always knew where you were. Another rumble as the whole nexus shakes. And now we're going to take it back.
Fireball.
And that's when we're going to take an interval. Yay! Welcome back. Chloe, can I have some, like, we all gone die battle music? Is that something you can do for me?
No.
Finad and me. Copyright.
You can say no, Chloe. You can say no.
Tell him to stop.
Can it be a little bit quieter? There we go.
So we can hear the killings.
So, we don't do initiative rolls here at Adventurers Wanted because we find they take up a lot of time that we don't need to. So instead we flip a coin and then a group go and then the other group go. That group being the allies and the enemies. So, audience, I'm going to flip a coin, heads or tails. I think... Thank you. You are choosing for the bad guys today.
Go away, Vic. We mourned you. Now leave.
That is heads.
You can stay.
That F was not meant to mean respect.
Would you like the origami D20?
So, as this moment unfurls, you're firing a fireball, is that right?
I believe the last word that I said before the interval was indeed fireball.
Lovely. I'm going to count that as a surprise round.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
It's all right. I have -2 to Dex, so it's probably the only surprise round I'll ever get. Thank you.
So, describe how your fireball fires out of you.
The large cannon mounted on the shoulder of my modified Mark 11 suit
Yep.
has begun to shake, rattle, and roll, and gets thank you like that, like an N64 rumble pack, really going to town.
Dated reference right there, Thomas.
And then a vast ball of fire flies out of it.
What spell level is fireball? Just checking before we get the sound effect of it actually going off.
I wonder why. Well, fireball, as I'm sure you'll know, Chris, is a 3rd level spell.
I do. I was just checking with you that you know.
That's cool. So
Because you know what counterspell does, don't you?
I'm aware. Yes.
Yeah. As the fireball, he just gestures through the air and fades out of existence.
Fascinating. Fascinating, of course. Primitian, completely immune to fireballs. It's incredible.
Copper, are you doing me?
What? Oh, no. Pleasure to meet you. Frink Merple, researcher.
Am I the only one who thinks we should run?
Char, what would you like to do?
Run away. Run the fuck away.
Where would you like to run and how?
I want to try
There
and...
is a crowd of people around you, all in various states of fear and worry. A lot of them are order agents, but very few of them are field agents.
I want to move as many of the idiots out of the way as possible, especially the two that I'm dating.
Why are you pointing towards me? Thank you. Everyone has his own stuff going
You
on.
start turning and do you say something?
Run!
Run is enough, good. Run! And as you do, you sort of shuffle around and start shivvying people towards the door.
Pretty much.
As you do, you realise that several figures within the crowd are not moving. One appears to have sort of strangely pockmarked skin, humanoid, but pockmarked skin, and they appear to almost be, their eyes as they look at you appear to almost bulge out of their heads slightly. Another one, as it turns and looks at you, its entire front of its torso appears to be a mouth, just a gaping, voided mouth that just champs down a little bit as it turns. These are clearly some kind of twisted experiment
that Waywocket made?
No. Some of these figures within the crowd are starting to lash out around and try and grab people as they try and run
Are
past.
any of them near Anya or Calcine?
Yeah, one is trying to grab Anya.
I will attack that one.
Cool. Make an attack roll.
Does it count as flanked?
There's so much confusion going around here, I'd say. You have an ally within 5 feet,
Yes. But not advantage.
not advantage.
So many things. 18?
18. You leap forward. How do you attack it?
I'm gonna. Which one is it?
It is the one with slightly pockmarked skin.
Ew. I'm just gonna try and hack its neck off.
Try and hack its neck off, not its head off.
Yeah, same thing.
Top and bottom.
Same thing.
Cool,
No neck
go for it.
you.
You've attacked, you've hit, roll the damage.
Damn it. I should have done something else first. Never mind. Ooh.
That's not too bad.
That's 22.
Welcome to Maths Hour. Sponsored by
That
Rogues.
is 33.
33 points of damage. As you do that, its skin sort of puckers and
Yeah, I thought that might
bursts.
happen. Does it not suture because it's fire damage?
Nope. And you take 4 points of acid damage that splash back on you from the strike. But you have hit it for 33 points of damage, which is excellent.
I'm gonna action surge
Okay.
and char. No. God,
You are
no.
surrounded
Yeah,
by
no.
allies.
Sorry. I take it back. I'm not gonna action surge because that would be
Fine.
stupid.
No problems there. Copper.
Just rolled the worst dude.
Is it Rust?
Nope. Significantly worse than that.
Oh no.
Kevdak Tumblebelly. I'm the chef. Right, so we're gonna kill the thing, right?
Kill it.
Retian is just standing there. He and Wasar just have locked eyes and are just looking at each other. And there are these. You see.
Well, she's
seen
got
too.
that.
Yeah,
no,
there
hit
are
the ones in the
others. There are
crowd.
many others in the crowd.
Right, I've never done this before. Which one should I hit?
This one.
The one you're within 5 feet of that will splash acid on you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
I can take
I'm gonna
it.
hit it with the big. Oh, this hurts. All right, here we go. And I'm just gonna roll an attack roll
Okay.
with the spiked fist.
You're welcome.
That is an 18.
That hits, yep.
So that's a D8.
Your fist lances forward and just
That is 7 points of damage.
7.
Oh, this is fun, isn't
You
it?
take 5 points of acid damage, as do you, as just it just like acid just sprays all
Oh,
over this. People
oh
around you
dear.
are screaming as acid rains on them.
Oh, I didn't realize I could feel pain. Oh, that's. Oh.
Kithvir, what are you doing?
Could you remind me what the last thing that Promethean said was?
Fuck it. We are going to take the Nexus back.
Fuck, yes. No, that's fairly bad.
I say on a scale of 1 to 10, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh shit, this is the worst. I'm really sorry, guys, but I'm going to cast Detect Good and Evil because I don't know who Promethean is.
Mm-hmm.
Some good role playing.
I'm really sorry.
No, it sucks. It's good role playing.
I'm trying to work out what's happening. Would I rather just?
No, you don't know.
I've done it
You
now.
cast the spell, and as you do, around you, the Order members, varying shades of grey, some more towards more of a sort of whitish yellow. Promethean is an inky black spot, as are various others around here that are clearly a lot worse.
Oh boy.
Wysatris is notably the greyest of grey you can imagine.
Oh, this is fine. This is definitely fine. Okay, what I'm going to do is Kithvir sort of clenches their hands together and sort of makes a feels like they're opening up a portal. You see a
You
sort of
can't
open.
detect evil and good, that is your action.
Yeah, of course it is. Shit, it's not a cantrip. Cool. No, carry on. No, I've done it. Fucked it.
No, you were about to do something
I'm ready
very
to
cool.
do something really cool.
But you don't.
But
Do you
I
want to
don't.
move?
Where am I?
You are currently standing on the edge of a large crowd of people. In front of you, Wysatris and Promethean are staring each other down. Wysatris has all of the sort of high-ups in the order around her. Cogwyn is nearby. Copper and Char are currently punching a dude who looks like he's got bad acne. Real bad acne.
It's fucking relatable, honestly. The can I make sure that the Gerrits that are in the crowd are out?
You can certainly go
I
over.
would like to move
move
towards
to
them
them.
and,
That's
and
totally
chivvy them
fine.
out of the room.
Yes,
That's
no problem at all.
what I would like to do.
Lovely.
Sorry for roleplay.
No, no,
Sorry for not being useful.
No, not at all. Fantastic. Cogwyn.
I cast fly,
Yep.
which in Cogwyn's case is rockets coming out of his palms and feet. You got that?
What, bronze man?
Yeah, brass, damn it.
Brass man.
I'd like to go upwards, and I'd like, because I don't know how to do this. There he is.
Yeah.
I'd like to use my Viridescent Eye,
Yep.
because Promethean just snuffed out one of my patented Mark V fireballs,
Yep.
and I want to know whether he is even remotely killable. So I want to stare straight at him and do whatever I have to do that. I've activated my eye to do that.
What does your Viridescent Eye tell you?
It detects magic.
I mean, he glow in magic dough.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm also really clever.
Oh, I see.
So what do I do?
Roll me an Arcana check. Go on.
Thanks, guys. That is an 8 plus 7. Good at some things. 15.
He is very clearly an incredibly powerful spellcaster, the kind of which you would probably not defeat in a one-on-one encounter.
I would not defeat in a one-on-one,
Correct.
as in the singular eye.
Yes.
Okay.
Beyond that, it's very hard to tell. Beyond that, it sort of scales. He,
Yep.
he is a demigod. He has been described as such.
Oh yeah. I move up and away from the crowds,
Okay.
keeping my eye on him. And yeah, I don't think I've even noticed that these people are popping up with.
As you fly up, you get a very strange sense. Like, looking back at the Nexus, just this wall of cogs and gears. Like, it doesn't look like it even curves around. Like, it's a very strange sense of, is this the edge, or is it just a very large space within the Nexus? You don't know. As you do that, bits of the clockwork around you buckle slightly in places and fall away. And you can start to see what looks like a sort of slimy skin of some creature. It appears to be very, very large. Whatever it's doing appears to be tunneling its way through the Nexus at quite some speed.
That's what I do.
Right.
Uh,
Lovely.
um,
Promethean stares down Wysatris. You can choose to fight, or you can choose to run. The choice is yours. It's been a good run. Let's see where we end up, shall we? She smiles thinly.
Come up, babe.
And holding her staff in front of her that she always carries with her.
Conveniently.
Well, she always has. She looks at him, raises her hand, has a small sapphire in it which she crushes, and it just shatters. And the staff in her hand vanishes and is replaced by what was a very thin white, so very pleasant, like, just a walking stick, now is this gnarled wood, fuck off heavy staff. He goes, I made my choice the moment you turned up here. Well then, it is what it is. And he just leaps at her, pulling a gigantic sword from his back. The first slash skips off her robe, which almost like armor seems to be stronger than it is, but the second comes around for a gigantic strike that will be going straight towards her head. However, in the middle of that turn, it's almost as if time seems to shift or change, because she is a diviner, and her portent allows the strike to go over her head and miss entirely. As this happens, Anya, Zerthrolx, and a lot of the other Order members are very quickly moving to one side and shivving everyone back inside, trying to get as many people as possible running and getting out of the way. Simon steps forward and just lays him with his great sword, and now he and Promethean are in a tense duel. Two very powerful swordsmen. The undead revenant Simon manages to strike through and hit once with his two attacks. At the same time, the sword glows with a strange grey energy that burns into Reedon, who just laughs and takes it. Char, what would you like to do? There are still these horrible figures standing in the space that you are in. They are very clearly...
I hate to remind you, Chris, but do they not get a turn?
The horrible creatures?
Yeah.
No, they do not.
Great. How many people are
easy.
still...
We need some kind of break.
How many people are still round us?
There are still, as the Order members are cheering everyone back, there are still a good 30 to 40 people outside. It's only a very small corridor to get back in, and people are just running and screaming, and the whole place is still rumbling horribly.
Okay, but if I attack this thing, will it spray on more people?
No, just you and Copper at this point.
Well, that seems stupid. Are the other ones following? Are they following? Are they following people as they're running?
Yes.
Have any of them attacked other people, or
They seem to just be standing there.
Cool, I'm going to disengage and run.
Okay.
And keep moving people down the corridor. I will stay so that I'm between the people who are
So you're taking a rear guard position.
and I'll hold my action in case any of them move towards us.
Lovely. Sorry, Copper.
Yeah, that's right. You better run. Wait, which side are we on?
Come on!
And then, and a familiar voice.
Oh no.
I was saying boo rust.
Promethean!
Oh no.
This fucker.
Lame.
Quiet in the cheap seats. Promethean, why waste your time? We all know why you're here. If what you want is this construct, join me. We'll be more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Right. Are you rolling anything?
Persuasion, I guess?
Go for it!
Yeah. That is
Good, that was a good roll, David.
That was a good roll, but I got a -2 to persuasion because Copper's still Copper.
Yeah.
And so that's a 15.
Cool. He has a passive insight of 22.
Is he a dragon?
Nope.
Fuck.
He's worse.
Join me. We together shall become gods.
He literally ignores you in the middle of his cool duel.
Copper, I put serious work into those arms. Please, you cannot give them. Oh dear.
Kithvir, what are you up to?
Then you shall die at the hands of a greater demigod.
Again, he's just ignoring you. Just make it clear.
Heel face turn.
but
Heel face
Russ
turn.
doesn't acknowledge that he's being ignored. Russ pretends like there was a response. I see.
Just what I thought.
If that's all you have to say.
I'm not owned. I'm not owned.
If that's all you have to say.
Yes.
So Kithvir can see. Can Kithvir? I'm assuming Kithvir can see the creature coming through.
I think it's fair to say that Cogwyn shouted about this, and there's very definite sort of like the whole nexus is. There's that horrible grinding of metal against metal, and just a large chunk of it just falls off into the void.
I'm going to take my monthly opportunity to remind you that my passive perception is 22.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I can see.
Yeah.
And what else is in the? How many other creatures are there in the crowd? 4.
And they have not moved or taken any actions.
Okay. What I would like to do. I'm sure this is fine. Kithvir spreads their wings and shoots up into the sky. And then almost like they're going to open up a portal.
Yeah.
And the energy that comes from it is like a black twisting cloud and targets the creature Promethean and some creature of your selection in the crowd who looks bad. And what I'm doing...
The one that's been attacked a few times?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, thank you.
And what I'm doing is casting Bane.
Lovely. Okay. It's a charisma saving throw, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure the dark god Promethean doesn't have a very high charisma score.
No, not at all. It's a 15.
It's fucking 15.
Yeah, I rolled a 7 on the dice.
Yeah, it's
I'm as
fucking
disappointed as
15
you are,
to
yeah.
save. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Cool. The large thing.
Oh, yes.
Actually, hang on, let's make our lives easy. The small one on the ground, it affects it and is very clearly being sort of washed over with it, but it doesn't seem to react at all. Just sits there awkwardly, still spewing acid.
Kithvir sort of calls out to everyone. Are they waiting for something?
Maybe that.
What's that?
Working on it.
The big thing also rolled a 21.
Fuck! All of this.
Sorry,
Nice.
so only one of the creatures is affected. Only one of the ones standing like an awkward, silent choir, just staring at this fight unfurling in front of them.
This
Right.
is not good.
We need to get the people out of here.
What do you think I'm doing?
Well, Kithvir like wheels around like and.
As you do, there's another faint buckling, and more of the nexus starts to just collapse around you. Just pieces falling off the outside. Copper, no, Cogwyn. Start with the same 2 letters. Cogwyn.
It is confusing.
Copwin.
Cogwyn. Cogwyn.
Having been greatly concerned by what's coming out of there, but greatly encouraged by what Rosatris is doing with Promethean, I would like to fly towards Promethean, and as I go, start like reaching over my back as I kind of fly horizontally.
Yep.
Kind of going. Now, normally I wouldn't. Never on the Nexus was one of the things Rosatris made very clear, but I don't have time. I think to check in with her at the moment. And also, this is a graveyard, and I think one has to have standards. And I can make dinosaurs out of metal. You ass! And then I would like to produce 2 Allosauri, which I am insisting is the plural. They are large beasts and junior T-Rexes, if you want to picture them. And that's 2. And they, obviously, that's my 4th level slot use of that.
Yep. So many T-shirt phrases. I can make dinosaurs out of metal.
You ass. And then I like kind of, like I did with the rhino that time. I kind of swoop in, chuck them both down onto the ground as they're still kind of building onto themselves, and then kind of go like that. And then they have 60 feet of movement, so I'd like them to use that One to like absolutely gun it round the back of round the extreme side of Prometheus this duel, and the other to just gun into the side so that he's immediately flanked.
Yep.
And then just they both. Is it fair to say they both moved at least 30 feet towards him during this attack?
Yeah.
Then they have made a claw. One of the first one's going to make a claw attack on.
Yep.
Which I have to hit it with the claw attack. So let's see if that works.
Go on.
Probably won't. Does an 18 hit?
No.
Great.
I think what you see is a sick twist during the fight, where as he's fighting off Simon, who is also a very powerful
I
fighter.
had advantage. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, he does a sick twist, but in the middle of it, just bites down on this medium-sized humanoid's arm.
I feel like it can make a. I feel like he's going to make a DC 13 strength save, but let's find out.
Yep, we're all good. DC 13 strength save.
Yes.
Yeah, he's fine.
Cool. And then the other one does it.
Yep.
Another 23.
Yep, hits as well.
And same save.
Yep, passes that too with an 18.
Well, he is therefore not knocked prone, but
do me the damage.
Of course, the damage now comes from it, which is 11 plus. Nice. 11 plus 12, so 23 slashing damage occur to him as these dinos are now full
biting down on him. Yeah,
they're
totally
trying,
fine.
obviously, to pull him to the ground and try and really fuck with him, but they're like. Cogman's now like scooting backwards and being like, yes. Couldn't think of anything clever. Apart from the part where I built dinosaurs.
You ass.
It's part of the brand.
It's on the back of the bottom of the t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's what it says underneath the logo.
Cool. He's going to use a legendary action before Wasatris goes. He just, as these sort of T-Rexes are biting down on him, and then like they are impacting him and biting into him, and it's very clear like this should hurt him, but it looks fine. And just turns, smiles thinly at Simon and Wasatris behind him, and just says, "Now would be good," and teleports out. As he does, the four figures behind explode. Just and they're exploding in a cloud of acid, in just a faint fiery blow, or in just pure force damage. And this whole side of the Nexus creaks and groans horribly as it slowly starts to fall off the side. Simon is realizing he's in a problem. Your Allosaurus is realizing they've got a problem. Wasatris is standing, holding her ground. You're flying, you're there, you're closer to the edge. So you are probably able to, on your movement, get across on your next turn. Simon looks at the distance to go and realizes he's probably going to fall short, but tries anyway. Pegs it towards the side and is trying to run, but you're not sure he's going to make it in time. At the same time, Wasatris standing there, realizing what is about to happen, looks at all of you, looks at the situation unfolding. Yep. And starts to teleport as well, and is out as well.
Wait, she left Simon behind?
Yep. Made a tough choice. Char, Simon is running up, but from the way this thing is bending and from the edge where you're at, if you don't use your movement to get across, you may fall. You could try and help Simon get across as well, but it may mean that you fall as well. Copper is also here.
And I'm flying.
Kithvir is flying, and Copper's flying.
Who's in charge of Copper at the moment? Who was the last person?
Rust is standing kind of going, "Last chance, Palladian!" No? Then we fight as equals.
Not even here. Not even here.
I understand what you're saying.
Can I tie a lasso in a rope
I mean, sure, how many actions do you want to have in this turn? Just checking.
I mean, I can take 2.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just throw a rope to Simon?
Yes. And then move.
And then move with it to the rest of the order who can help me hold it, because
I mean,
I
the
will
doorway, there are still people that are still trying to cross over as well. It is jam-packed on the edge where all these explosions happen. There's lots of bodies lying around as well now. You could potentially try and run and leap up and leave a rope behind for Simon. I'll let him roll again.
Is that the best I can do without actually dying?
Yeah.
Cool, that's that then.
You run up, leap up this side. There's a sort of horrible... Have you got a bending metal sound, Chloe?
I don't think I have.
Okay, I'll do it with my mouth. As this whole cog with all of these names etched into it is slowly bending
come
off and
on.
pulling away.
That is desecration.
Exactly. As you run, the floor you're running on is slowly getting more and more vertical, but you do manage to run to the edge with your movement and just step across and are still laying out a rope so someone can try and grab it.
Yeah.
There are other people around who will also die from this. No one you know.
Oh, God. Can
Makes
any
it
of them?
fine.
Can any of them help me hold the rope specifically? Because I did
Ask
not.
them to.
Please, just pass this through and just keep hold of it.
People around you are just, okay, start trying to grab, and there's a lot of scared people here, but they're still members of the Viridescent Order. They know what they need to do.
I'm also going to put my rapier away. Don't you even fucking dare.
I sense there's a moment where this would instead puncture the tension. Right. Copper. The floor you're standing on is getting more and more like it's gonna fall.
Very well. Just kind of moving toward the exit, not helping anyone.
You should push your way through. It's a big crowd.
Yeah, pushing their way through, like pushing its way through. Just.
Because you're big.
Yeah, just. Oh God.
Roll me an athletics check.
Oh, it's rust as well.
Correct.
That is a 16.
Oh, high isn't good. As you push your way through, just pushing people aside, and more are falling onto those, you just make sure that you're all right.
I wonder if this will work. But there's as Rust is going, make way, people. There's like a kind of interference, almost like an interference on a radio, of just kind of like my home.
I cannot even.
This kills the man.
Copper, hold this.
No.
Kithvir.
He wanted to be called Copper.
Can't.
What you doing?
There are people. How
Yes.
many people are there still on the?
10. Not including Simon. 11.
Including me.
No, you still.
Oh, I'm inside.
Yeah.
What I'm going to try to do is do as much as I can to get people off, or whether it would be more effective to try and stop it from falling. I'm just not very strong. I'm going to try and get. Have I met anyone in particular who's on there?
In this case, it's a lot of like the movie extras that you've never met before. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, because
They're just there to show the loss of life, you know.
Hey, it's Frank. I saw him at the buffet.
not Frank.
Guy. He doesn't even have a surname.
Yeah. Well, I saw
putting
you.
stuff on
I
the
saw
fridge.
you trying to.
It's not your fridge, Frank. That's for main characters.
We have a separate, smaller fridge for you, Frank.
Stop trying to talk to me at lunch.
You're going to try and help Frank?
No, because I saw Char trying to save Simon, and I trust Char.
Yeah, fuck
so
Frank.
I'm. Do you know what? I saw you took someone else's takeaway, Frank. And I'm.
There was no name on the boat!
He left that yogurt in the fridge for weeks.
It began to sing.
It's got more culture than the English. That's your
Hey, how you going to help Simon?
I'm going to fly down and try to lift him and pull him away
Cool.
from the.
He is a very large undead man inside a metal suit of armor that is literally stuck to him.
There's a rope. There's a rope on the floor that you could help him
I'm
grab.
gonna hold on to the rope. I've not met Simon before.
You're gonna human chain.
Yeah, I'm gonna Garrett chain.
Sorry, Garrett chain. Yeah, you're gonna Garrett chain. So you land down on the rope, land next to him, and reach out a hand. He's already rolling with advantage. I'll get a bit more. Cogwyn. Hey, Cogwyn.
So my Allosauri go on my go.
Yes.
I would like to, and they're in trouble too. You mentioned.
Oh yeah.
So they're in the neck of the woods where people are sliding away. I would like.
They're nearing their destination. Yes.
Yeah. Nice. I'd like them to, because I control them.
Yes.
They turn, and I want them to their big old tails going downwards.
Yes.
And I want to swoop over the top, potentially scooping someone up as I go, but generally being like, grab the tails, grab the tails. And if anyone then like gets a thing onto these things, they still have 60 feet of movement and can pounce.
Yes.
So I'd like for them to just get themselves up to safety and start gunning it away from the kind of.
There's a large crowd of people where the entrance is. They could probably hang onto the wall.
Yeah, good. They get as close as would be safe to. I mean, yeah, the organic matter coming first, despite all of Cogwyn's chat. But yeah, that would.
Okay.
They save themselves because they're useful, but they're also prioritising getting people on their tails up on.
Some people manage to grab hold. Can you roll me athletics checks for both Allosauri, please?
Oh yeah.
Thank you. DC you need to hit.
Okay, second is a dirty 20. The first is a 10.
Cool. One of them just hunkers down, collects some people, and just runs up and manages to grab hold to the side of the nexus, and just clawing their way up the side. The other grabs a few and runs and tries to grab hold, but it has tiny little hands, you know. And as it tries to grab hold, it just and falls away. It plus about 4 people just fall.
Can Wilhelm! No, not Wilhelm as well. I'm guessing I'm not realistic. My flight spell isn't realistically strong enough to catch it anyway, is it? So
I'm sorry, it isn't. You have a strength score of 7.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
In that case, for flavour, I swoop in to
Tom's
try and
strength
catch
score
it.
is actually 11. It's mine that's 7.
Okay, well, none of you are very strong apart from that
But
one.
I swoop in to try.
Good
and
job, I'm on side.
No!
What else can I? Because I've therefore not taken an action yet.
Correct.
So, as in Cogwyn. So then, what else can I see? Is this rope situation still in some trouble?
The rope situation appears to be somewhat under control because everyone's helping out with the rope situation. The crowd are slowly starting to, quickly, but there's a lot of them, file their way out through the nexus trying to escape.
Okay.
Where to is another matter.
Oh, quite.
But the crowd is thinning as they try and push their way through. Some are staying and holding onto the rope with Char. Kithvir's forming a Garrett chain with the rope.
Okay. I want to look back towards this thing that's apparently pushing its way in. What do I see?
It is now. It's not pushing its way in from the outside. It's already on the inside.
Oh, great.
And you see the bit where you saw it 6 seconds ago, because D&D. You saw that where it is moving through, it appears to still be moving through. Like it's very large, and there's more of it. Just whereas other bits are being smashed out as this very large, slithery thing makes its way through the nexus.
It's like putty kind of pushing into a too small space, and it's coming in wherever it can.
Yeah.
Cool. Horrifying, but cool. I will. In that case, there's nothing I can directly do against that, so I will swoop down and using my rocketry help with the rope situation as well. Just
Great.
Let's save whoever we can.
Lovely.
Hold on.
If only advantage stacked.
It doesn't, I'm afraid. Simon. Simon grabs hold of your hand. As he does, the whole cog falls away, and suddenly the weight of this gigantic man in a suit of armor.
God.
You're pulling out the rope. You're holding onto it.
Can I be like pushing him up with my rockets?
Yeah.
So like that's why. So that's thankfully not therefore all on you, like ripping you apart.
I've got little bird bones.
Yeah.
Right, I need all 3 of you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Hold on, Stephen!
Do I have any assistance because I
Every
gave the
time,
rope to those other people?
No, they've added numbers to make the DC lower.
Oh, good God.
None of you are very strong.
It is a 12.
Okay, it's more than
12.
10. 11.
11.
Wheat.
This is
I
all
don't know what
bad.
that means.
8.
It's 8 when I don't want to say 8.
8. 12, 11, and 8. What are you doing?
We're the wrong people for this.
Out of the way, lesser mortals. I have a god to bargain
Pushing
with.
your way through. Cool. The situation is currently static. It's like no one is managing to pull up or down. You're starting to feel great tension in your arms.
Oh my
as-
god, I need those! I need
Yeah,
those!
it's just stretching out. Char, it is your turn. What would you like to do? This gigantic cog with all the names on it is slowly
turn
falling
to
away.
all of the people behind me holding the rope. Can I still see Rust?
Oh, you mean Copper?
Yes.
Copper, you can still see Copper. Copper's just pushing their way. People are now generally filing out, apart from the 3 people that are hanging onto the rope with you.
Rust, if you don't help with this, I am going to kill you.
Good luck.
She's very good.
And I turn to the people behind me
Yep.
and say, everyone pull at once. 3, 2, 1.
Cool. Roll me an athletics check with advantage, please.
Oh,
Huge.
17, which for me is massive.
The rope is being pulled over the edge. You can go, it's still really hot! But you are being dragged up, and you will
My right elbow thruster is beginning to sputter.
Your fly spell lasts for ages, that's not true. But
Flavour, Chris.
We're just trying to increase the stakes, Chris.
But there are no stakes, the rules. Anyway, as you are pulling up at this point, I'm going to say that you managed to pull yourselves over the side and back onto the top. Most people have now run down and run away, but the 4 of you and Simon's still there on the ground are now. And the Allosaurus on the side. It's just climbing up looking for a way in because this corridor is too small for it. We'll come back to Allosaurus in a later adventure.
So it can't come through the place and we're going to have to go through that hole.
Yeah.
It's going to crawl hand over hand to get through that hole.
It's large, right?
Yeah, and I spent a 4th level spell slot on it to fight a big bad who teleported away after 1 round. It's coming through the hole, Chris.
Roll me an athletics check for it.
I will do that.
I technically have my
18.
move before Cogwyn.
Correct.
Do I not?
Yes.
I'm. This is kind of bullshit.
Go for it.
Are you going to guidance the Allosaurus?
I see the Allosaurus trying to get through the hole, and I'm like, I too am a dinosaur.
Yes.
Add a d4 to the
I
roll.
hope this is not an offensive depiction, by the way.
I cast same.
Me too.
It's now a dirty 20, so thank
There
you.
we go. As you move down the corridor behind you, you hear this Allosaurus just punches its way through this small corridor to go with you on the rest of your adventure.
Yes.
Nice.
Adventures,
Nice.
plural.
Yep.
Nice.
I will call you Stuart, for you are a Stegosaurus.
It's an Allosaurus. Oh.
Yeah, Cogwyn's not good with names. The whole bit is one thing.
It's taxonomy. Okay, as you push your way through, you are now moving your way inside. The lights that have generally throughout the entire Nexus are flickering slightly, and the sort of rumbling earthquake you felt is now pretty much semi-constant.
I would like to fire my short bow at Copper as we run.
To fire your short bow at Copper as you run.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm doing it as my action, but then I'm a rogue, so I can still...
Yeah, it's fine. Make an attack roll.
What are we doing now?
Make good on a promise.
No, that's a 9.
Do you want to describe how you miss?
I go to fire at Copper, and then I remember when Copper nearly died trying to save me from the volcano, and I, at the last moment, pull it up.
Copper doesn't even notice. Copper does notice. As you're running down the corridor, moving your way back inside the Nexus, around you there is pretty much consistent screams of pain, people running, an awful... Clearly there's a lot going on. As it happens, the walls buckle slightly in places. The whole thing is clearly having a lot of stuff happen to it at the moment. Where are you trying to get to?
I'm following these guys. There is absolutely...
You're at the front, but I know where I'm going.
Copper's looking for either Promethean or Visatris.
Okay.
They're just looking for anyone powerful enough to bargain with. Because that's all Rust has.
Yep.
We're going to the portal
Didn't end
room.
well for the last
If we
player
go to the
character
portal
do that.
room,
We're going
we
to
can
the
get
portal
them
room.
out. We can get everybody out.
Yeah, that's the plan.
The people are more important than the place.
We need Anya. We need Simon.
Simon's with you. Hello.
Just stay
We
there.
need lots of metal.
Ahead of you, the corridor opens and widens, and you are in one of the many rooms that you know is basically like a gigantic common room. A lot of space people tend to hang out, and there's lots of tables and chairs, currently at strange, jagged, bizarre angles as the floor underneath has buckled to an incredible degree. Over the top of it, Promethean is running, leaping over very quickly, running ahead of you, and ahead of him, Wysatris is running as well.
Well, we just leave them to their games. We keep going portal room.
I would like to spend my action doing something that I don't want to currently reveal, and the next time I have an action, I'd like to resolve that action. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
You can fully declare retroactively it didn't happen. But
We're not in initiative at the moment.
Oh, in
so-
that case, fine. Cogwin kind of sort of taps something on the side of his head and then on his arm, and then keeps running.
Okay. Lovely.
So
Tom has cast Dare Sex Machina.
Promethean.
Cat's not there. Cat's dead now.
Chris, it is called saving the cat. It is not called killing the cat. You will lose this room. You will lose this venue.
I mean, if you'd like to take a little side route to go to the room to get the cat, that is your decision.
The cat was on your shoulder.
Send the Allosaurus.
Got this, guys.
There are like 900 cats in this place, by the way. Only one of them is half robot. All the rest of them are all cat.
Save every cat.
Somebody
apparently.
gets it.
I'm gonna
Wanted cats.
take a deep breath and fire again at Copper.
Okay.
Promethean,
That
face
is
me!
natural 20.
Describe how you impact.
Okay. I take a deep breath and I remember Copper running away when we were trying to help.
Yep.
And I also remember Russ being a massive dick. And I
And another memory from a different
Sorry,
character.
yeah, sorry. Separate campaign? No. 21 points
You
of
take
damage.
21 points of snicker damage.
Huge.
Oh no, it's double. No, no.
Do
It's a
it again.
critical.
No, you don't roll again. You just double the dice roll.
Okay.
Add it.
That's
Double it.
42.
No, what's 18 times 2? 20.
36.
Add 3. 39.
39 points of damage.
39.
Fucking hell.
It was a natural 20.
No, I get it. Copper, you just got smashed in the back by an arrow.
Can I quickly put my bow away?
If you turn around, there are 4 people very close nearby.
Oh, I know it's cheap.
Go on.
Pathetic.
As
Ow! Oh, that is cheap. No.
I'm sorry, Copper.
Who are you?
Yeah.
As you say that, Char, what is your AC?
16.
Cool. A heavy crossbow bolt lances out from the other side of the room and hammers into your shoulder. Kithvir, you can see an orc standing in the doorway.
Oh, is it? No.
Oh no!
No, no.
It's the evil version of us, guys.
No,
there's
but
there's
he
a Team
got-
Rocket in this thing.
He got torn in literally torn in half.
He did. He is also a divine warrior.
He's also fine.
He got resurrected.
Robot.
There's
No,
a,
he's got robot legs. I'm not Darth Mauling this. It's not robot legs.
Oh, come on.
No.
Give him clockwork robot leg.
No!
that's
I
Darth
respect the
Vader.
franchise too much. You only take
Wait,
5.
that's Darth Vader.
No,
Darth
so,
Maul got robot
you
legs
take
in-
5
in
points of
Solo.
damage.
It was a bad
It's
thing.
not a lot. As you hear from the doorway, aha! Well met again! And this orc just steps into the light, and you 3 recognize him because he was at the volcano
Yep.
in an earlier adventure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now is not the time.
I think now's the perfect time since all my job is to do is slow you down. I don't care if I die or not.
Fireball.
Gigantic grace. Cool, that's a surprise round. The fireball flies over towards him.
My DC is 15.
Mm-hmm. Dex save, isn't it?
That's not going to pass.
No, but he can see it coming and he's a barbarian. That is a 11.
May I have some D6s?
Yeah, I've got all the
Thank
D6s.
you.
How many do you
Ha-ha!
want?
Boom! Ah!
Is it 8 D6? I actually forget. Thank you, fellow nerds. Right, 12.
Great entrance. I don't care if I die.
That is correct.
22, 28, 32 fire.
Nice, Cogwin.
32
Nice.
fire damage.
Don't mess with the guy with the bazooka on his shoulder. Thank you.
No worries.
He just laughs at that and sort of, didn't like these clothes anyway.
Oh, he's
Oh,
nude
Do you
now?
like your
God, oh, God.
No, just the shirt's burned. It's like rippling torso.
It's oh fuck, who's the Star Trek guy? Fuck, I've lost all of my nerd knowledge all at once.
Shatner?
You know, the ripped shirt. Oh, fine. Carry on with the adventure.
Audience, heads or tails?
Who for?
You are rolling for Fervor. And Fervor goes first.
Oh, no.
Damn it, audience.
What's his name? Fervor.
Fervor.
With a V?
With
Or
a
with a T?
U-R-V-O-R.
Edgy name.
You are?
Like no further questions.
Oh,
Got a
neither.
brother
of
called
them.
Rage, spelt with a Y.
As he runs, he bonus actions and enters his rage. What a surprise. Great sword out, just runs straight over and Copper's in lead as previously established. And
Good.
just, ha-ha! That's for cutting me in half! And just leaps up and starts just great sword.
Ha! You're going to look so stupid.
As I remember, the girl tore you in half. Like a Christmas cracker.
What the hell is that?
Does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
Does a 17 hit you?
Nope.
Kong! Kong!
Told you.
Both attacks do not hit, but he is now standing in front of Copper, just hacking away with his gigantic great sword and laughing uproariously, having a whale of a time.
Oh, good.
Char, what would you like to do?
Is there anyone else in this room?
At this point, Promethean and Massage just have left it and are running down another corridor, clearly still in hot pursuit. At this point, it is just further in this room.
I mean, is there anyone of our allies who aren't combat characters in this room?
Oh, I see. Order members.
Yeah.
There are a couple of dead bodies.
But no, like, innocent people running?
No,
through?
no. The floor has buckled. If there were people here, they probably fell through.
Can I, just because I was in the fight with him last time, can I get an estimate of how many hit points he's got or how, like, healthy I think he is, but just because we've encountered him before?
Sure.
And I just blew it up.
Yeah. 32 damage did... it got him down from triple figures.
If you didn't see that, guys, Chris enjoyed saying that.
Okay.
And he's raging.
And he's raging, so some damage will be halved.
His rage is sort of orgiastic fervor and joy, hence his name.
We all got
I
that.
think we all got that.
Don't
Joe.
worry.
That was quite route one
You're
for
very
you.
clever.
Actually.
Don't worry.
I think
Fervor.
I think we keep running. I think we keep running.
I'm
Run.
not running.
Would you say that we need to run further?
No. No.
I don't get it.
Be very aware that I just did 9 points of damage to a party
Into the bed
member.
that I go.
Sucks, my man. Oh, my God.
No in jokes. No in jokes. I hate puns, just for reference.
What you gonna do?
I am going to use all of my movement. Oh
Yep.
God. Oh God. Oh God, I hate it. I'm going to run up to him.
Yep.
Take an attack.
Mhm.
And then because I have fancy footwork, because I've made an attack, he won't be able to hit me back, and I'm going to keep running.
Cool.
That's not going to hit because it's a 13.
Correct, it does not.
So I don't hit him, but I just keep running anyway, and I go 60 feet.
Yep, you do. Copper, what would you like to do? He's standing right in front of you.
Let's see if history can't repeat itself. And I'm going to try and grapple him
Yeah, go for it.
and see if I can literally just take feet, arms, pull.
Yep. I mean, you wishboned him last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had help last time, but
Well, I've rolled a very high
Ah, good.
25.
Am I rolling a contested grapple?
Well, yeah, every grapple's contested.
I have what am I rolling? Strength?
Athletics, please.
Athletics. Ooh, I rolled a 32.
That's a sci-fi setting, not a roll.
What?
I rolled a 32.
Holy shit!
I did bad maths, and then
As you grab hold of him, he just goes, and you just go, and just like locked in this like, yeah, you're now pulling. He just goes, oh, not again!
This lasts for a minute. How long do you want Copper to do?
Okay, time.
Well, technically around the last 6 seconds, so keep it up.
Does he have an exposed, like, flashing red midriff that we can now attack?
Yeah.
He pulled it open.
I'm going to say
I
if
mean,
you want
do
to,
what you will, because
you can attack a
now.
grappled person with advantage. Attack rolls have advantage on grappled people, so that is absolutely fair. Kithvir. It's pretty gross, man.
It seems like this is under control. Okay. Oh, Jesus. My priority is getting everyone out of the building. I don't care about this random orc that I've never seen in my entire life.
Yep.
I'm still flying along the corridor. I'm going to try and get round and past and keep on going on down.
Mm-hmm. Following Char.
Following Char.
Great, no problem. You're absolutely allowed to do that. You don't get anywhere near this, so there's no combat rolls or off rolls. That's fine. Cool. Cogwin.
So my Allosaurus begins gunning it, as the kids say, straight towards this stretched open thing.
Yep.
And yes, with advantage, I believe you said.
Absolutely.
Makes a claw attack. So close to a 20. Not very good actually. Only a 14.
I'm afraid the Allosaurus, as it moves forward, yeah, it doesn't
claws
quite
are
manage to
not
get.
enough.
It's sort of a bit awkward, like sort of.
So that's it done.
Yep.
I, on the other hand, would like to pull something from my belt and load it into the cannon that I fired my fireball from.
Yep.
And then as it begins to heat up, go whoa, and fire a second level chromatic orb of fire damage, because he didn't seem to be resisting that.
Nope.
Straight at him, please.
Please go for it. It's with advantage.
Come on, be good. Worse. That was only a 13.
Does not hit. Goes flying over the top.
And as this occurs,
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I set in motion before we entered initiative continues playing out. And I will try and resolve that.
Which is what?
I'll come out, if I'm alive next round, I'll do it then.
Okay.
Just so we're aware.
Lovely. No problem at
I'll
all.
be able to justify this.
Sure. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
12.
12. As you run forward, the air around you crystallizes and forms into a humanoid,
Great.
which who would recognize the fairy lord from the 3rd episode? None of you were there for that.
No, I think so.
Wait,
Cool.
there was a fairy lord?
Who's this guy?
It was after the giant praying mantis.
Yeah,
What was that one?
Oh, no,
That's the guy I
no.
nuked with 2 natural
yeah,
20s on a
That's right.
disadvantage.
Yes, you did.
We
yes.
were, yeah,
You
no,
were there for
yeah,
that.
no, he got me last time as well. He made me want to kill myself. It was grand.
Yep.
Guess who's back?
Clip show of baddies.
As you
Is
you
this
run
the
forward,
episode where we don't have time, so you just like put in all the clips
It's
of
the
episodes
1 year
that happened
anniversary.
previously?
All of the things about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You
god.
brought back the death
It's a
cop
ball
one
episode where we
too
all
soon.
die.
We're going to end up on a roller coaster. It's going to be great.
As you run forward, you suddenly feel this intense cold, and you can see ahead of you as you're flying directly after how Char falls over, and a second Char made out of ice
No.
forms up next to her, facing you, and just pulls out the rapier.
Wait, she took my rapier?
No, she has her own.
Oh, good.
Char, we found another one.
Are you there?
I went 60 feet.
Yeah, long way away.
I double action. I didn't do anything other than go after you.
You can see this happening. That's totally fine.
I
There is a figure standing next to Char on the ground. Looks
Who
like a
looks
sort of
like
very
Char?
gaunt. There's a Char on the ground. There's another Char. Looks like they formed out of ice, but now looks exactly like Char.
This
and
is
then
happening too many times. There are too many Chars.
And next to them is a very gaunt-looking old man with very spiky ears who's just looking at you.
we have to We have to get out. What?
I'm unconscious on the floor.
Yeah, but there's a...
No, talk to Char.
We have to go. We have to... What?
That's not
We need to
Char.
keep going.
How do you know?
Because I was in the adventure where we all got
fine,
turned
yeah,
into
I'll,
copies of ourselves with the ice. Is this a callback or isn't it? That's not Char. It's evil ice. It hit it or don't. Your decision.
The other child,
I don't tell me what to
wordlessly
do.
just launches towards you and is going to attack you unless you do something on this turn.
All right, fine. Cool.
Hypothesis proved.
Fine.
Kill the ice thing.
Yeah.
Please.
Cool. The thing that happens is that Kithvir sort of like reaches up to like as if they were going to block.
Yes.
And what appears in front of them is a huge long greatsword that sort of appears out of pink cloud.
That's a spiritual weapon.
Yeah,
isn't
the
it?
spiritual weapon, yeah.
Nice.
And no one else would recognize it other than Copper, who wasn't. You weren't there, but Copper was there on the adventure.
Yeah.
But it's Belmar's greatsword, and
Yep.
I was there.
you were there.
I mean, I'm
You're
unconscious.
But if
Yeah.
I was awake...
So they reach up to block it, and their girlfriend's greatsword comes up to smite.
Cool. Get to that in a... no, do that now.
Cool.
Go for it.
I'm doing that at third level, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
I've not used spiritual weapon before. This is lots of fun. I hit with it.
Make an attack roll.
No, it's not great.
What's your AC? 16.
I should have checked what this worked, but I went to the loo instead.
Fool.
Is it more than 16?
It's a 13 on the dice. My wisdom is +4. Do I add?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you fit, yeah.
You
Plus
hit.
two, plus
The
two.
great sword
Cool.
carves across. Roll the damage from it.
Red. That's 2d8 because I did it at third level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's also bad. Cool. So I do it, and it's really dramatic, and then it just sort of mostly blocks, but sort of bites in a little bit.
5 points of damage.
Fine.
It slashes across Char, and sort of bits of Char fall away and melt like water on the ground. But it looks like someone's taken a sort of. It looks like bits of Char have frozen off her, but it's still standing there.
How far is Char away from me?
About 10 feet behind.
About 10 feet. So I technically wouldn't leave their melee range to get to Char.
And that's 5 feet.
Yeah, but if I'm 5 feet away, and then there's this, and then Char's 5.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to cast Spare the Dying on Char.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Are
That's
you?
fine.
You said you were unconscious.
I can't die.
Great.
Also, technically
Kithvir doesn't know that.
Technically not dying. But hey, now you know.
Right.
Kithvir doesn't know
Because of you.
At the top
that.
of,
Trying my best. Yeah.
at the top of the round.
Did you get
Um,
Do I do anything?
No, that was outside of this.
What?
I gave Kithvir a reaction to this because they were right there.
Oh, because the new creature emerged.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
At the top of the round, effectively, the entire floor buckles again as a sort of strange coil of this almost serpent-like creature just sort of smashes through and starts to again wind and curl around parts of this room. The floor has now become difficult terrain.
Do they look like tentacles?
Yep.
You know that bit when Cap gives Nick Fury some money
No.
in Light Avengers 1? It's that bit right now. We have a thing.
We would if I knew anything about Marvel movies.
Cool.
I'm saying you were right when you wrote down tentacles half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I understood that reference.
Right. At which point, Fervor is not going to try and escape the grapple.
Oh no.
While grappled, notice he
Come Go ahead, man. Are you dead? Go ahead.
Yes, much better. 26 and a 21. Does that break your armor class?
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. Break your armor class.
Thanks for that arrow to the head earlier, by the way.
I gave you full warning.
Totally justified, but goddamn!
2 6s on the second attack. Very nice indeed.
All right, what am I getting?
24 points of slashing damage as while being torn in half, he just takes his sword and just starts just stabbing you in the back with it repeatedly, all still while laughing uproariously.
Great.
Yeah.
I am very sorry.
The spiritual weapon did another 4 to the 5. 9. Because it
9
adds,
total.
adds my ability modifier.
Cool, there's like a little bit of it standing up, and it looks like it's very nearly broken into
Yeah,
a
I think they had
pieces.
10 hit points last time.
That's
Good.
fine.
Right. Char, you are unconscious. Copper.
Do I get to save or
No.
anything? Great.
No, you're staying.
Do you remember this girl? Do you remember what awful, beautiful things you are capable of and just pulls both hands? So I guess that's like both hands attack?
I mean, the way we did this last time was it's technically 2 attacks, but because you're already holding on to him, there was no attack roll, you just rolled the damage.
But it's both hands, right? Because before it was
Yeah,
their
yeah.
attack and my attack, so...
Yep.
So...
Start tearing.
start tearing.
I suppose keep tearing.
This is
So
going to
I
be
guess
terrible.
that is a... so am I doing an athletics check or am I just doing a straight attack?
You maintain the grapple, and we've established you've
Straight
grappled
attack,
this
so that's
person. It's just you're just rolling the damage. You're just rolling the damage, David.
Right.
Just roll the damage.
All right, I'm
Just
rolling the
DM's
damage.
telling you to
Maths
straight
is
up roll
hard.
damage. Roll the
Leave me
damage.
alone.
That will never happen again.
Shut up, it's a 22.
22 damage.
Yeah, no, 22 attack, sorry. Do I not?
He kept saying you don't have to attack. David, I like you. I like you, but these people paid to be here, man.
Look, they're here for this.
But then give them it.
Chloe, can we please have more of that horrible noise?
What is that?
That's a 9 on the first attack.
Yep.
Which horrible noise?
The tearing thing.
Oh no.
I hated that one.
It's a 9
It's like eating ribs.
It's worse 'cause it sounds like
Ooh.
someone in a microphone.
and a 5. Ripping 9 to 5.
You tear off
What
his
a way
leg.
to end the living.
Tear off his leg.
Tear off his leg, but only one leg.
Oh, does that mean I lose the grapple on one side?
Oh, just chuck him away. He can hop now and he won't be able to follow us.
I want to tear him at home.
Cool. Kithvir, in front of you.
Has the elf oh wait, pointy ears or pointy hair? I can't remember.
Pointy
The
ears.
pointy person
Yes.
done anything? Made any?
You technically had an extra turn because it was a
Alright.
great moment.
Okay, cool. I'm going to they pull open another small portal and sort of the sound of a deep bell comes through and attempts to strike the ice construct. That's a wisdom saving throw for Toll the Dead.
What's your wisdom saving throw modifier?
+1.
+1.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got one
it's
hit
one,
point,
so
so
yeah.
it just shatters.
I think I took psychic damage then. Christ.
And you wake up.
Great.
Nice.
But
Okay.
after my turn.
Okay. I need to be really honest to my character. Has that elf done anything that looks suspicious?
I mean, he is
at
standing next to Char's collapsed body. You can draw
all?
your own conclusion.
over, looking like he maybe just cast a spell or something.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah.
All right, fine. Spiritual weapon at this motherfucker.
Do it.
Go for it.
Beat.
Boo, bad.
That is not what your intonation suggests.
Yeah.
I mean, his AC is only 13, so you know.
Oh, I hit him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cuts through him.
Okay, that's 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
5. That's 6. That's an 11 plus. That's 15 damage.
15.
That was the Toll the Dead again.
Again.
Yeah,
15 damage. He stumbles back very much in pain and just looks at you angrily.
Oh no! I do.
Godwin!
Hi.
Hi there.
I kind of clock the Fairy King.
Yep.
Say,
Huh?
thanks. Thanks. I know you. I killed you when I couldn't see you. I can see you now. And then I've rolled a 22 on my chromatic orb. And this time, so I'm guessing that hits.
Yeah, it does. Totally does.
And so that will, but to be truthful, it was only a first level one this time.
Cool.
That is 3d8, I believe.
Yeah, go for it.
And this will be fire.
Mhm.
You know, Cogwin. 4. 5. And 13 fire damage to our fairy friend.
13 fire damage. As you're doing this, he sort of stumbles back on fire as this fireball blasts out of nowhere and smashes
Set
into him.
everything on fire.
As this happens,
Yeah.
Chloe, as this occurs, a skittering sound gets louder and louder as the pitter-patter of tiny feet, shall we say 8 tentacled feet, as they skitter towards the corridor, having rooted through my lab and found all of my priority B and above projects, scooted them onto its back, and then scooted round in time round to find us in the corridor. Cloctopus skitters into view and stands next to me, and I would like, as it does so, to hear a meow. Good work, Cloctopus, and hello, Day. He's so good.
All right.
All right, we can leave now.
I mean, I would love to.
Narratively, this is fine.
Now he's still a fucking coward. The fairy lord, seeing all this unfurl and seeing how much damage he's taken, because he is a little weak boy. Yeah, looking at you, just fades into fog and starts slowly floating up, trying to escape through various nooks and crannies in the ceiling, like last time.
Yeah.
Just like last time.
Just like last time.
Let him go. Let's just run.
Cool.
I think
The floor is buckling further, and now this entire floor is starting to again crack and almost fall away. You have to be very careful not to fall into problems.
My Allosaurus attacks the dude.
Oh, go for it. Yeah,
He
yeah.
would have gone on my turn.
That's fine. Yep.
That time, he's already there, so he's not going to claw. He's going to bite.
Okay.
It's a dirty 20.
Gee, that hits. Yeah.
And that is filled. It is 2d10 plus 4.
Woo.
8. 15, 19 piercing damage. Like gorging on the bit you've really exposed. It's like,
Yes, feast.
is Simon?
He's starting to look bloodied.
Is Simon still with us, or has he gone ahead?
Simon has gone ahead.
Okay, cool.
You are dealing with another problem. He's trying to help with the big fight.
Yeah.
What is going on? What?
We're running. Oh, is it back to my turn?
The floor is now buckling, and there are very definite holes forming. This whole area looks like it might be caving in.
The only one who's currently on the ground, because everyone else is flying, I'm going to run as fast as I can.
Hang on, it's Fervus' turn first.
Oh.
One attack hits, one does not. As he keeps trying to stab you in the back.
I wonder how that feels, Copper.
2 6s on the dice. That's 16 points of damage as just like stabs the great sword deep in and starts twisting. I really liked that leg. Why is there a dinosaur? This is so much like last time. Right, good. There were dinosaurs. Yeah,
it's good.
It's a bit.
It's funny.
When you have to say it's a bit.
I know. It sort of collapses on itself. It's true. You were going to run.
I'm going to run.
Cool. It is now difficult terrain.
Can I try and jump over it?
Yeah. I mean, the whole floor is buckling and there are cogs and
Oh,
gears.
you mean it's just difficult terrain as in, like, it will take me more movement?
Yes.
I am a rogue. I can action dash and bonus action dash and move. I can go 90 feet, so 45.
Cool. As the Fey Lord's mist form floats off, you just dash down that corridor and are continuing to run forward towards the portal room.
Yeah.
Copper, what you up to?
Given my current hit point status, I'm going to, and the word character wise as well, I'm going to toss the orc to one side. If that's a permissible move, and I'm just going to go, chase me, and run away.
Fine, I will. Oh, I will anyway. Lovely. Okay.
Just a flesh wound. Yeah.
Are you going to use your movement to
Use my movement to get out of here.
You can't get as far as that. You can get to where Kithvir is, and you can see this sort of strange icy cloud floating away above you. But the floor is definitely like it's gaping open in places, and you can see just gears beneath, just tons of them.
Don't see Promethean, don't see...
They've run far ahead now. You guys
Yeah.
got slowed down by this encounter.
Fully-
Intentionally.
fully full speed out of...
Cool. Going as fast as you can, that's absolutely fine. Kithvir.
I'm going to try and I'm going to keep flying ahead and sort of call out to Char and trying to sort of guide her through the space as we come through.
Totally fine.
And just keep going to our destination.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally fine.
I'm
sort
also giving you directions.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, sorry, where? I've got to buckle back. I sort of erupt through the cloud because it feels cool to do that.
Yeah. You hear a sort of faint as you do.
Yeah. I'm like, I can do that. Fuck you. And go straight through.
What's your spiritual weapon doing? It can only go
Come
20
with
feet,
me.
so sort of
Coming with me, but slowly.
fine. It won't be able to keep up with you if you dash, so.
No. Yeah.
Cool. Cogwin.
Me and my sort of increasingly clockwork party are going to just gun it now. Just kind of following Copper's lead of let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. He told us he was here to slow us down, so I just ignore the orc discarded body. And the ferryman. I've defeated him once. That's enough for one lifetime. I will bang. So just move, full movement, and hello. And
Sorry, that was me.
oh, that's all right.
They're all around my leg.
And move my full movement, and if there's no actions to be taken, I'll use an action to dash and keep moving
Cool.
along.
You
So
run
fitting.
past a very large pink sword at some point.
Well, fly.
You must tell me how you do that.
Behind you here. No, come back! Oh God! Ah! Sort of they're falling through the hole in the floor.
Yes!
And there's some vague grinding of gear.
Good.
Dude.
Good.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Oh.
I think we've got more groans per second from you. It's been very good.
As you run forward
Making
down
no
this
comment
corridor,
at all.
ahead of you, you see the portal room. You've managed to make your way through.
Ah.
The glowing crystal is jutting down into the center of this space. The area around it is buckling and messy. And in the center of this room, Simon and Wisatris and Promethean are just having the most epic Super Satan that you could imagine. Like flips, leaves, spells going off.
Good. Good for them. Where's Anya?
As you move into the room, before you see Anya, a strange-looking creature is coiled around the crystal. It is gargantuan. It is bigger than anything you've ever seen, bar maybe the giant praying mantis. And it is just curling around, and its mouth, where its mouth and face would be, is just a mass of tentacles. And all of it seems to be made of bound together, boiled up, roiled up tentacles as it sort of wraps repeatedly around this whole area.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
No, I have no idea.
Does it look like it was ever hit very hard with a ship and then a city?
No.
Okay. Deep cut there, guys.
No, it doesn't look particularly smart.
Good.
As you enter this space,
Are we in initiative?
audience, heads or tails, please?
There's a lot of consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
Heads. As the four of you, five with the Allosaurus, six with Octopus, as you enter the space, seven with Day, as all of you enter the space, all of you are in the portal room. Kithvir, you can see, because you have a passive of 22, that there are quite a few dead bodies around. There are quite a few people, but most of the order doesn't seem to be here. You have no idea where they are or what they are doing. In front of you, the crystal. Underneath it is the machinery that is used to create portals. You've seen this happen before, and cowering near it is Anya, staying out of the way.
Can I work out what has killed the people?
It looks like a lot of sort of pock-marked acids. Some have clearly had great swords to bits.
All right.
Yep. It's not your turn. Sure, what would you like to do?
All right.
Can I see Anya?
Do you say where Anya is? Do you point that out?
We're
can talk
we're
out of
looking
turn.
for Anya because
can talk out of turn.
we're trying to get to
Yes,
the portal. She's there. We need to get everyone out.
Can I get to her?
To get to her, you'd have to get painfully close to this sort of ridiculous duel happening in the center of this space.
Could I get to her and disengage?
Using your cunning action to disengage?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, probably.
Can Can I shout at her across the room?
Yes,
Will she be able to hit me?
potentially.
Anya! Do you know where everyone else is?
No!
Are there any rooms off this where I think people would be likely to gather?
There are rooms off this, but there are corridors that go further into the nexus of various places. You don't know where everyone is gathered, or if everyone is gathered, or they're just lost.
Are there are the dead bodies run any particular... There's always one. Are the dead bodies run any particular entrance? Like, is there any hint as to where people have come from?
No.
I'm going to run across to Anya and disengage.
Cool. As you run past this moment, at this point in time, Simon and Promethean are locked in an intense sword battle, just sort of stepping alongside Nikkei, sort of firing a spell in or trying to ensorcel his mind, but failing constantly because he has any resistances. So it is just at this point a complete fuckfest. You manage to sort of roll round the edge and get out of the way of it and get to Anya, but at this point, that's as far as all you can do on your turn.
Okay, I can't talk to her.
You can talk to her. You can always talk to people.
Do you have a plan?
Not die is currently my plan.
Can you open a portal?
Well, I can try, I guess.
Well, try.
Maybe do something about that. This thing just keeps twisting around.
All right, I'll deal with that. You open a portal.
Okay.
Right, we're attacking the tentacle thing.
Oh, that didn't go well last time.
Copper.
Listen, the construct is badly damaged. I know Rust was a real rotter. But if the construct dies, we're all doomed.
We are not all doomed, and if you tantrum, it won't die as fast.
This isn't Rust right now.
I had gathered.
It's someone else. I'm afraid to tantrum. I don't know how.
Are you directing that in any particular direction?
Just the room. Just very, very damaged.
I would feel like I would probably want you to make some sort of charisma roll if you were trying to direct that at Kithvir.
Yeah, that's a 1. That's not a natural one. That is it because I have a -2 on charisma because I'm a big copper thing.
Yeah. I think that personality has a -2 to charisma as well.
Yeah. Can I say that's not my action just because?
Yeah, you have an action.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm waiting for you to do something.
I know. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to. Promethean and Wisatris are having like a Super Saiyan battle around us.
In the middle of the room.
In the middle of the
Simon.
room.
Yep.
Rust is just realizing he's completely out of his depth, and
Good.
there are going to be a lot of voices in the back of his head pointing him into certain directions. Where is Copper's room?
Copper's room is way back that way.
Way back?
Way back.
Okay, she's not going that way.
If you can do anything to distract the creature.
It can't tantrum. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. This is terribly boring.
it isn't.
I'm thinking I am going to... Rust is going to be in charge of Copper, and Copper is going to do a poop. Copper is going to run toward the Super Saiyan battle because he's an idiot. He is going to run toward the center of the room and just kind of try and like hold an action and wait for a moment when Promethean is nearby and just like clock him in the jaw if he can because he made a promise.
Sure.
He decided he was like, we're equals now. I'm gonna punch you.
Are you tantruming?
No, because he's afraid of doing it.
Great. Good to know.
Good stuff.
Give it.
Good stuff. Okay. Kithvir looks up at the enormous tentacled creature and... Okay, I can do this. And they think back through what the last few days have been for them. They think of the enormous fear that they felt when they battled the cockerel, when the fear that they felt when they were fighting the nightmare, and they try to concentrate that fear and try to rip open a portal as large as they possibly can. And what I'm going to try and do, Chris, is I'm going to try and cast banishment on the big tentacle creature.
Yes.
So what they're trying to do is try to pull
Please.
open a portal through the dream, focusing all of their fear into something that could be useful rather than fight them constantly. That's what I'm going to try and do.
Does it say wisdom saving throw?
Charisma.
Oh.
I hope that's a good, not a bad one.
Well, it doesn't seem to have a face. What's that?
Ah,
What's it? Oh my god! Oh my god, guys! What would you love it to me? What would you love it to me? What?
As you hold this together, so there's a faint rip in reality starts to form, and dream just pours through, and suddenly this gigantic, gargantuan, bigger than anything you've ever seen, just it's gone.
Was that you, Cloctopus?
Good work, Kithvir.
That's a concentration spell, right?
Unless it's from another plane.
Oh no! Even then, you have to hold it for a minute.
Yeah, okay,
You have to hold it for a minute,
okay.
otherwise it comes back.
What just happened?
Okay, I
Stand
need you to
behind me.
stop. I need you to stop me from getting hit.
Stand behind me.
I do that.
Far behind me.
You see, Promethean, what I have done with you.
I think that was
can
a
I kill
good
him?
use of my 4th level
It
spell
was.
slot.
Very good use.
Rust.
Godwin,
Oh,
what would you like to do?
I would like to hear, I need you to stop me from getting hit.
Yes.
And sort of come down from, say, 20 feet in the air to
Yes.
a few feet above,
Yes.
hovering in front of you.
Yes.
Because there's now only the big Super Saiyan fight in the middle, right? In terms of threats. That I can see to say your sentence for you. Yes. And then instead, I've got one left. I will fireball Promethean.
He is currently in combat with 2 of your closest allies.
Did I stutter?
Are you sure?
No, please don't.
Did Waywocket die?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Oh shit.
Right.
Oh shit. Sweet place.
What's the spell save DC?
15.
Okay. Roll with the damage, please.
Oh my god.
Wait, are we about to... What?
No, not you guys.
That's fine, you guys. I wouldn't do it to player characters.
I wouldn't do it to player
Yeah,
characters.
21, 22, 28.
The center of the room, where this sort of like cool Super Saiyan fight is happening, explodes. There's a gigantic explosion. The heat from it, you can feel it against your face as it blasts out to one side. What's your Allosaurus doing? Just checking. Is it going to run in and attack as well?
It's gonna, in terms of order, it's then gonna just gun it into the middle and try
Cool.
to find Promethean. Yeah.
Simon's body goes flying out past you. But he is a revenant, so some interesting things happen
he's
there.
died several times.
Correct.
But,
Yeah.
So
And
Vicky
as
and
the
Cog have interacted 0 times.
and as the smoke clears, both Promethean and Massage are just standing there, just like holding it. They're both badly burned because they both managed to use legendary resistances and a portent die to halve it, but they're still not looking great. They're just standing there facing each other.
Do not test me, Promethean.
I look over my shoulder at
Hang on. You ran in and held an action.
Yeah.
ooh,
If he's near me,
you did want to clock him in the jaw.
I'm going to clock him in the jaw.
No.
That's not what that means.
No, you were nearby when the explosion went off, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many hit points?
28, wasn't it?
It was 28.
Gobs down.
Well, you get to make the save.
Okay.
Unless 14 would knock you down.
You did say you wouldn't do it to a PC, so I will allow that you targeted it not to hit Copper.
That would,
I will allow
a
it.
Toss, thank you.
I forgot as well.
I was a nat 20.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Solves all our problems.
And as the fire goes around, do not test me!
Yes, it perfectly reads you.
Very good, very good, very good.
What was
That's the worst time to roll a nat 20. Completely unsolicited. The DM had already given me a pass.
It's that or it's initiative every fucking time. Yeah.
I look back over my shoulder at Kithvir and say, "Have you been hit?"
No, but that was a big explosion.
yes, it's what I do. And then the Allosaurus charges in at that point.
Attacks Promethean.
Yeah. Is Promethean flanked because it's coming in from the other side from Visatris?
Yeah, and Copper gets a hit as well, because you held the action.
Yeah.
Roll it.
That's when you wanted your 20.
Yeah, well, to be honest.
Did you break an AC of 20?
No.
Yeah, I like
Cool.
these dice.
As he's still sort of, he just manages to swing out the way and use the greatsword one-handed to just bat away the Allosaurus.
He's big ass flanked down.
Yeah.
That is a 34.
Hit him straight in the jaw.
Just doing this! How are you getting 34? Rust is... Well, because it's a 17 plus 7. No, 24.
It's 24.
It's a 24.
It still hits, but man.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
We need
I'm
to
not good at
revisit
maths.
some
Leave me
stuff.
alone.
Roll the damage on it, please.
Where's me 8? That is an 8.
Cool. He doesn't look that badly hurt, to be honest. Still doesn't look that badly hurt, even after all this. He's clearly quite angry about the loss of his pet, though. Right.
Ooh.
He turns, staring down Kithvir.
Oh god. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. All the flames from the fireball are just around Kithvir and they're sitting in their kitchen like, this is fine.
As the flames spark off his skin, he just looks at Kithvir. I'm going to risk it. Okay. Make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Come on, cleric.
Come on, cleric.
That's a 19.
We don't know what that means.
Chris could be annoyed on our behalf or against us.
A 19?
Yeah.
You just fucking pass. He doesn't dominate person.
Oh!
Big spell.
Oh, I'm kind of sad that didn't happen. That would have been loads
Really?
of fun.
Really? I'm not.
Damn. Yeah. Oh.
As...
I want to double check it was a 19.
Yeah, go for it.
No grace.
No one get me a drink.
Yeah, it was a 19. Damn, that would have been fun. Okay, carry on.
He
Sorry.
just looks at you, tries this, and just howls in frustration. As he does...
Can I, all he feels if he's
Yes.
trying to hit into Kithvir's mind, all he feels is the fear that they're pushing into the concentration, the fear that they felt through the nightmare, the fear that they felt through the cockerel. That's what they're using to focus themselves. That's what they're fighting back with.
Lovely. As he howls in frustration and anguish, behind him and next to you and next to Anya, a portal opens. It's clearly leading into the dream. You don't know where. Visatris, seeing this, looks up at you, looks across, and she is going... Yep.
She's gonna fucking teleport this motherfucker. She's gonna do it.
She's out.
Have you seen that really old movie, Alien?
She steps towards Promethean and grabs hold of him. As she does, she looks at the four of you, catches your eye. Follow Copper, he knows where to go.
you tell him?
What are you guys doing?
I think my Allosaurus is trying to bite Promethean's head as it moves away from him.
Okay.
If someone, yeah.
Are the
Rust.
4 of you running towards and
Wait,
jumping through this portal?
Copper's going into a rage. She's
Oh,
going into a tantrum.
God. Oh,
Okay.
God. Oh, God. Russ, do you know where we're supposed to go?
So if it happens like that,
Yeah.
and basically Wisatras grabs and says, "Follow Copper."
Yes.
He knows where to go.
Yes.
And then with a look,
Yes.
you just see a slower than you've ever seen Copper go into a tantrum before. It's just like a gentle, sort of, almost like a leaking out of that sort of spirits that you kind of see that swirl around them when it is going into a tantrum. And you hear the girl just saying, "This is my home. I don't remember living here, but this is my home, and it's filled with my family. And I can't leave them. And I can't leave you. I don't remember you, but I know that I can't leave you."
Trust me.
"Come on, everyone!" And she goes through it goes through.
I will go through last to make sure everyone else goes, including Anya.
Mm-hmm.
Copper's also standing by the side of the thing. Like, it's literally kind of a out, literally everyone that they can get through.
Yeah, if there is anyone else in here that we can
Cool.
take through. But standing there with the sword on fire, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Kithvir sort of like staggers through, like they can barely see, but I'm assuming someone is sort of like trying to is guiding them through,
push
and,
them
and
through.
They, and they just and they go through.
The bite broke an AC of 20.
Yeah,
so I'm
fine.
assuming it hits. The bite does 11 damage. And as Cogwyn does like fly over to the portal, he looks back and looks at Promethean, looks back through the portal, looks back at him and just says, You didn't have to destroy her name as well." And then second level chromatic orb on him.
Cool. Attack roll, please. He is currently grappled.
Oh yes, he is, and that's hit it anyway.
Yeah.
As is that. 19 lightning damage on this occasion.
More scarred than ever, trying to fight off an Allosaurus on the one hand and Wisatras hugging him on the other, which he doesn't understand. He tries to break the grapple. He's pulling away. The Allosaurus is biting him, and there's sort of a general sense of he's trying to break free of it. I'm going to give you a reaction to step through if you want to.
Are you going?
And that's the only thing we can do with the reaction.
Well,
Wisatras is about to do. Wisatras is urging you all on
Yeah.
with her eyes rather expediently.
Yes. Yep, I scoop up Cloctopus. He flawlessly clicks onto my backpack. And Day is still clamped onto Cloctopus. And my gun smoking and not quite ready to be reloaded this quickly, I go back through.
Okay.
do we have no one else? Is there no one else able to go through the gap?
No.
I offer you my hand and say, we'll make a new home.
I don't know who you are.
I know.
You family?
Not quite.
I can't leave her.
Sorry,
You-
I thought Copper had gone through, so I've not gone
No,
through yet.
we're waiting for everyone else to go.
Right, I've stayed.
Everyone's waiting for everyone else.
Everyone's waiting for everyone else to go through.
Sorry.
I've already
No, it's
gone
time to follow Copper, so I can't follow Copper if Copper hasn't
She
gone
she wants you to be safe.
I mean, 6 seconds. Come on.
There's going to be there's a look, and I just want to. There's a picture I want to get into heads of. So the spirits, as they usually kind of coalesce, instead they're sort of they're appearing not just around the eye area, but they're appearing as like these blue orbs that are, instead of like falling down as tears, they're falling upward and disappearing into like little puffs.
Lovely.
That's like around the whole sort of eye area and face of the copper construct. And she's just looking directly at Rosatris, and I guess she's gonna have to roll a persuasion roll.
Does a 19 do it?
Against my wisdom,
Yeah, it's your insight.
it does it. Yeah. Copper just makes sure that everyone that is available to come through has come through and just steps backward through this portal.
Cool.
But doesn't break eye contact until if there's still a portal there, she's still looking through what there is.
As you step into the dream, there is almost this sort of pink cloud you're all stepping back onto, in this hole in space and time, effectively, that you are stepping through. Are you now all passing through this?
Yeah.
Rosatris,
Seeing that you're all through, she gives...
did you see that she was going to die?
I don't think she's coming with us.
takes the staff of power, cracks it over her knee. Chloe, do you have a massive explosion? As the staff smashes, it erupts in flame, and Anya next to you just whoop, and the portal just closes like a lick of flames coming through it.
Copper's silent, but it's still happening.
Yep.
Okay. Just not moving.
How many have we got? Just the 4 of us?
Hello.
And Anya. 5 of us.
Where?
So many.
Did you save the cat?
Day is set. Where are we?
This is the dream.
I think Kithvir is sort of like not sitting cross-legged because they don't need to here, but is just sort of in space, like hands over their eyes, still evidently trying to concentrate. I don't know whether we're out of the minute yet.
Yes.
But yeah, so I feel like they feel the tether break and they feel the sort of the weight lift, but they're sitting. They're well, not sitting, but they're floating in the space in the dream, just sort of just breathing like they've just been like lifting a weight that you can't even imagine.
Just us now.
I can't hold this.
Do you know? Please tell us where we're going. Where are we going? Do you know?
I can't hold this.
Tell us where we're going.
She, my researcher, she gave us, coordinates.
What are the coordinates?
Reaches the scroll, gets it out.
You don't have the scroll. It's in your head. You saw it.
And she would kind of be able to
Yeah, you can describe it.
describe it. Oh. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not going to be that. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, the girl describes it
Okay.
Thank you.
as best she can. But the construct keeps sort of flicking in and out, like the emotion is not enough to maintain attention because it's hollow. Like there's not anger, it's loss, so it's different, and it's not enough to maintain what the girl needs to be there. So I don't know if I need to roll for something for like other people to be kind of like, and it's like you literally get like voices because most of the spirits within Copper will want to do this, so you will get like and it's and round. No, it's circular.
So you're saying you sound exactly like Cogwyn normally talks.
Yeah.
Cogwyn's really good at
It's like you're going through like
Cogwyn understands
oh,
what you're saying.
you know when you get the that people do the hunting for ghosts thing, and they go through the and it's like every now and again you get the like things that sound like sentences but they're not.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's happening. Is that if we just go west and
Cogwyn is charting a reasonable course based on this because again, this is how the inside of his head sounds most of the time.
You'd be able to write out the corners, but you wouldn't know what to do with them.
Yeah, it's he's transliterating if not translating.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's got like, well, here's what we've been told.
Kithvir?
I think.
But sorry, one last thing. Once those coordinates have been relayed. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to try one thing, if I may.
No, please do.
Yeah. Okay. If while this is happening,
Yes.
I think Kithvir breaks out of the sort of the stupor and can see my insight is very good. It can see the struggle that Copper is going through, and has seen the different faces of Copper, has seen what rust is like, has seen all the conflict that's happening in you, and has seen who you were before, but only in the smallest amount. And they if Copper would allow it, try to reach you and say and tell Copper that not everyone has a sense of the person who you were before. The person who you are now, you can start something new. You don't need to have memories of someone who you were before. Every single chance that you have is a new beginning. The girl that you are now doesn't need to be the girl that you were before. You have a whole family, everyone who will support you to become something. Everyone here is a member of your team. We all want to see you come back. You don't need to be who you were before. You don't need to be someone who is strong, someone who's fine. But you have this chance to move forward as someone new. Just stay with us. You can do this. You are strong enough as a person. I will roll if you would like me to roll. I don't know what I'm rolling.
We just
Persuasion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I give myself guidance
Yeah.
for that? Thank you.
Clerics do it all the time.
Yeah. Do they? Oh, no.
You know
It's a
what?
7. Oh, it's still bad. Persuasion.
If Cogwyn was remotely charismatic, he would be offering help by just seeming
Yeah,
support.
that's a
I think-
10.
I think we should
and
let
then
it grieve.
It's a 13.
Breaks it. Like, I got -2 to like everything. So I think with that, what you get is you get your clear instructions, and you get them from what almost sounds like a chorus. Like it's instead of voice into it's at least 9 or 10 voices all speaking at once. But you hear the girl's loudest, and then the whole thing shuts off, and there's just no talking to it. Lights out.
I think Wasatris was the closest thing it had to living family.
But there was something there. You heard they can work together. The voices can work together. There's something there.
Some of them.
That's all it needs.
I agree with you, but I think it also needs time to grieve. I think we all need time to grieve. I've lost people now. More people. God, more people.
Go home.
You understand what's inside it. I understand the rest of it. We can all keep it safe.
Anya's looking at the coordinates. Can you take us here? what Sarge said we should do, so I guess we should do it.
I think I know where we're going.
Guess that makes one of us.
Yes, but where are we going then?
She promised to introduce me to Hellas.
Who's that?
And that's where we'll end today's game. Thank you. Thank you, my 4 lovely players. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. I'm going to run you through some stuff that we do at the end of a game, and then we'll do the raffle for the prizes. Everyone okay with that?
Raffle for
Thank you. So, if you enjoyed tonight's show, we're here on the first Tuesday of every month. We also run a show called Mixtape. It's on the last Wednesday every month at the Market House in Brixton, which is a Pay What You Decide show where we play a different game every month.
It's so good, guys.
It's always good.
If you want to support us in a different kind of way, you can do so on Patreon. A lot of you are Patreon supporters. Thank you very much. Just search for Adventures Wanted on there. Being a patron gets you access to homebrews from our D&D games, access to exclusive live streams, and the chance to vote when we play in our mixtape show. So,
Also, free tickets to Omen.
I mean, that's literally the next line.
On that
Oh,
one.
sorry.
Literally the next line. And a free ticket to each month's Omen.
I mean,
Yeah.
you did pause.
But yes, just a taste of the awards. Do join us on there if you can. On social media, we're Adventurers Wanted basically everywhere, or Adventurers250 on Twitter. Now, I'm going to give all my players a chance to plug what they're working on, and also give them another big round of applause for a wonderful job today. David, do you have a plug?
Have a plug. There's a movie coming out probably around October called Election Night, a politically charged home invasion horror movie in which I die. Spoilers. And that's coming out, so buy that. And with your money. Also
In October.
In October. Look,
Remember.
I just
Just
finished
remember.
filming it. Leave me alone. Yeah. Also,
Thanks, Chloe.
and I'll get this name right. If at any point you feel like you want to come and see Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds, the interactive experience, I may or may not be in any production that you come and see, playing the artilleryman and Perry the dock worker. It is badass. I'm looking at the sets and the music and everything. I'm not allowed to say anything about it because it's awesome. But that's going to be amazing. That's going to be running for like the next, I think, 2 years they want it to run. So
It'll run
enjoy
for
that.
a bit, and then they'll extend it to 2 years if they can, and you know it. Yes.
It's Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds, the immersive experience. It's completely different to Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds musical.
Right.
It's missing the experience. Yeah, so have fun with that.
Thank you, David.
I am not an actor, but am a skilled leather worker and trainee saddler. If you need any beautiful leather work done, have a look at my Instagram. Do that anyway, even if you don't need any beautiful leather work done, and just tell me that I'm great and it'll make me feel better. You can find me at Farouche_leatherwork, which is FAROUCHE_leatherwork. If you like.
Like award-winning, like serious award-winning awesomeness.
I'm good at what I do. I did, yeah.
Look at that! She made that!
They made that.
They made that! I'm so sorry. They made that!
Yes, I did make that box. Yeah.
Whew. I work a desk job, which is great.
Money.
I work for English National Ballet, obviously not as a dancer. We're about to open at Sadler's Wells. It's an all-female programme, female choreographers, which is fantastic for ballet. I've seen some of the rehearsals and it's going to be amazing. So if you enjoy ballet, go to Sadler's Wells in the next week. Also, I made an origami D20 and it's been under my desk for like a year and I'm leaving, so I need to clear my desk. So if anyone wants an origami D20, please feel...
Yeah, there'll be a 4th raffle winner today who gets the origami D20.
Yeah, cool.
Thomas?
I did not, in fact, grow this moustache to play Cogwyn, as sad as it is to admit that.
What?
I know, I'm sorry, David. I, in fact, grew this moustache because I'm in an immersive 1940s experience called For King and Country, It is in fact 2 shows in which, in the first one, you are defending Britain from Nazi invasion. You and your fellow audience members are MPs, and it is more of an immersive game than immersive theatre because while it's got lots of actors in it, you are in full control of the events of the show because you get elected as various emergency government posts. In the second show, without giving too much away, it's called For King and Country 1944. You are playing the British Resistance and you're trying to liberate the country. So you can kind of tell how the first one ends if you But hey, that's not, when you see it, that's not a huge spoiler. They're both really good fun and they are at the Collab Factory until the end of April. And they're jolly good fun. And my voice in that is kind of similar to the Cogwin voice. So if you want to come and squint and pretend I'm wearing this, I will not get into that.
It's more authoritative, your W.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
There's less stammering.
Yeah.
Yes. But there we go.
True.
For King and Country.
Lovely.
The
Well,
play, not just the general statement. It wouldn't even be accurate. We don't have to care.
the moment has arrived. So, let us see
That's
who
why
wins
they've all
our raffle
stayed.
prize. Why you all stayed, isn't it? Lovely. So, there's a thing. There's a
You're
thing.
really angry
2 of my friends had to leave earlier, so I have their
Number
2.
8, right?
Lovely. No problem.
You're just going to take
I think
this
my
stuff.
housemate's going to beat me
Yeah,
up.
I'm not
if
even
he
going to
wins
give it to
something,
them.
guys.
It's going to be just mine.
Fourth one is just the.
Yes. So,
It's one of the benefits of playing somewhere.
first prize, which is a lovely Adventures Wanted poster.
That is sick.
I've got
This lovely artwork
Holy
was
shit.
done by the fantastic John Aggs for us for
Yeah.
Edinburgh last year.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. And look how gorgeous. So, first prize winner is number 2.
Are you doing this with a D20?
I'm rolling a D20, yeah.
I love the fact we're rolling.
There you go.
dice for,
We have pens if you'd like people to sign it afterwards. That is entirely your choice if you want
Oh,
us.
don't do that to my
It's
ego.
gorgeous.
I don't get anything with that.
No, the first one is just a poster.
I thought we were adding the.
No, there's 3. I'm going to do that as a separate one at the end.
Oh, sorry.
Right, prize
I'll
number
only sign
2.
the back of that poster. It's too pretty.
Prize number 2, number 6.
That was one of my friends who had to leave early.
Well, your friend who left early gets a poster and a novelty D20 with a D20 inside it.
Oh, so you can roll with advantage with one die.
Not doesn't really work, but yeah, good. Yeah, that's very improved.
Thanks, Colin.
I'm sure they'll really appreciate that.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah.
And prize number 3.
I rolled a 20 inside on the small one.
Prize number 3 is number 7. Hey, Sue! Sue, my darling, you get a poster and a set of dice.
Forbidden candies.
Yeah, congratulations. And as a final prize, the origami D20 goes to number 4.
You can just throw it away. I don't care.
One origami D20 for you.
Congratulations, question mark.
There you go. Handmade
it's-
by the cast.
It's also the buy flag.
Yay! And it's the bi flag. Even.
Is it properly balanced?
No.
Violence.
It's a D20. So you don't roll the die. you roll
Anyway,
Low-hanging fruit. You know.
thank you so much for coming to our anniversary show. We thoroughly appreciate it. And if you will indulge me, I'd like a minute to thank everyone in this room for being here. And quite a lot of people who are in here for being patrons of what we do. And quite a lot of people in here for being fans of what we've done for not just a year, but for the nearly 3 years we've been a company. It's amazing to me that we get to play D&D on stage for audiences, and it is amazing to me that we have such a loyal, caring fan base online, here, players at the table. There's a word I use when talking about our little company, and that's the word family. And I think to everyone who's been part of it, whether that's playing once in Edinburgh, coming along and seeing a show, being a patron, or playing in this game, whenever we've had someone join in what we do, even for the briefest of moments, to take part and share in storytelling together, it warms my heart that that is something that we can all do together in that way. And I wish more entertainment forms had this as part of it, where you not only feel like you're seeing wonderful things, but that you're part of the community as well. So thank you all, especially online and here in the audience, for being part of that. And, well, there's some really exciting news coming down the line, fingers crossed, but we'll see how we do.
4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more. And then another 4 years after that.
And I have one very important person to thank who I couldn't do any of this without, and that's Chloe.
Yeah.